Good morning. Oh, probably good afternoon for some people. Maybe good evening for other people, or maybe good evening. No, no, nobody's here that's in the evening, right? So I see Allison. I scroll back up and I see, um, hi, Moody Mara. Hi, Moody Mary. Hi, Nina. Hi, Allison. Allison's had fancy ass fucking cup of coffee. Fancy as fuck. Nespresso. I can't even pronounce that except for cafe espresso in an oat milk latte. Hello, Nancy. What kind of tea are you drinking, Nancy? Oh, 5:17 p.m., Moody Mary. Are you in Australia? But what kind of tea are you drinking? Happy hour. Hi, Donnie. Oh, Portugal. So, so, would you be part of our multilingual panel when everybody comes up and talks in their native, well, not native tongue, but says things how hold on a second. God, getting spam. Um, how people say their words differently. Cristiano Ronaldo. I don't know who that is. Oh, smorking that morning, but I'm having some coffee, just some normal breakfast blend, light roast coffee, and microdosing this morning. I took my first microdose, so we'll see how the day goes. Okay, well, I'd like to learn some Portugal swear words. I don't know. I don't know any language. I know some words in different languages, but okay, I don't watch soccer. I don't watch soccer. But anyway, how is everybody doing? I'm very tired, but normally I've been up for 4.5, 5 hours by now, but it's my day off, so I slept in a little bit. I'm still pretty tired. And I'm drinking some delicious coffee, but nothing as fancy as Allison. Nothing as fancy as Allison. Is that Nespresso worth it, Allison? Is it pretty good? Oh, you saw a lost dog last night? Um, West Coast sour diesel. What makes it different than East Coast sour diesel? Just it's from the best coast. Um, no, Lindsay's probably not okay. I mean, someone in Natasha's chat last night, or one of her chats last night was talking about how hello, Melissa Jade. Yes, Moody Mary, I will adopt you. I'll adopt all of you. Um, Someone in Natasha's chat last night was like making comments like that she knows all about Lindsay and like hope Lindsay needs to get oh God, I could read the screenshots. That Lindsay needs to I can't remember what she said, but was saying like basically offering anybody in Natasha's chat all Lindsay's information, basically saying that they would be willing to dox Lindsay, and that's not fucking okay. And really, honestly, Natasha should shut that shit down. It's incredibly reckless. And the thing that is so reckless about it is that she has like 1,000 subs in there, and some of those people are nefarious people. You know some of them are up to no good and they have bad intentions no matter what, you know? And so very well they could be like, yeah, contact me. And, Natasha doesn't give a fuck. She could put people's lives in danger. She just does not give a fuck. She does not give a fuck. She also said last night that she never said that the information put out there. Remember when she put all that stuff out there about Lindsay and Foz and about how she called it an affidavit. Hi, Dharma. And I never said docket. I never said you said it was a court docket. I said documents. And if you go back in your live, you will see. You make these claims that say that, oh yeah, this is to the court, and that there were case numbers, and you still claim you have all this stuff, and we don't know where you got it, but we know where you got it, Natasha. That's the thing. Like, you may have not gotten it from an email address that said Paula Vasquez on it, but you definitely got it from Paula Vasquez, because we already have that stuff, because Paula sent it and carbon copied Foz on that same stuff that you showed. Sent it to a family court, and the family court wrote back and said, we can't do anything with this. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah, Flower Child, the YouTube streets are crazy. They are crazy. But here nor there, whether she got them for Paula or not, she said that she never said that she knew that they were true. Up on a live with hundreds of people and say, I'm going to show you, I'm going to show you exactly who these people are. I'm going to show you exactly who these people are. So she's putting it out there like it's fact. Like it's fact. And then she says, I never said I knew or thought any of it was true. So why would you put it out there? Just to rile your mob up? Is that the only reason? I mean, what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Somebody should put some information up that's Nicole T, like the whole thing with Paula and Lindsay happened before I ever entered that community. I am not entirely 100% sure of the start of all of it and how it all started, but I can tell you that, and I mean, I could go back. I did say this on a live before, but I mean, I don't care. I don't mind repeating myself. Excuse me. Gosh, I'm like, I don't know if it's allergies. It just feels like maybe it's just the change in the weather, but I've got this little bit of a wheeze, very stuffed up morning. Maybe it's just morning time. Maybe I should stop smoking cigarettes, but I don't smoke very many. Anyway, I can tell you what the stuff that Natasha showed and the stuff that she sent Natasha, or that was sent to Natasha, whether it was sent from Paula, but we already proved that Natasha, well before that, had asked Mandy, who's Paula Vasquez. She sent me a bunch of stuff, so we already know. Yes, hello, dear terms of service. My live from last night, Flower Child, was just really silly. There's not a lot of news to catch up on. It was just really silly fun. It really was. I mean, there weren't very many people in there talking, watching, but there were many people chatting up, and we were having a good time being very silly. We probably talked about buttholes at some point, so just bear that in mind. Where was I? So Mandy told Natasha that she was that she should stay away from, leave Paula alone, that she was like a troll or whatever. She told Natasha, and we proved that. There is a video up that played that showed the messages between Mandy and Natasha. And, like, of course we can always say that you know, people can always say, well, Mandy's a liar. Okay, but sometimes Mandy doesn't lie. That's the thing, is Mandy doesn't always lie. She does lie, but she doesn't always lie. Just like Natasha doesn't always lie, but she does lie. Um, yeah. She said, like, yeah, she's Nicole T. You are right. She said Paula, and she squinted her eyes, and she's like, Vasquez, like she'd never heard the name before. Exactly, exactly. And that may not be where those emails came from. It may be a different name that those emails came from, but we know where they came from. So back in October of 2020, Mandy was in Hell Chat, where you've heard us probably talk about that with us, and um, Paula had sent some screenshots through a girl named Tia, into a guy named JM. We call him JM, and to me. And I was told, you don't know where these came from. But the screenshots were of Mandy talking to Paula's husband, and Mandy was saying how she was saying how she really likes to like fuck with our heads, basically likes to emotionally manipulate us, tell us like she's really, really upset when she's really not, and she's just laughing about it. That's the gist of it. That is not verbatim, but the gist of it was that, she basically sad fishes, or um, you know, acts like she's mentally not well, or like on the verge or whatever, and she's doing it just to play with our emotions and kind of manipulate us. And at the time, I was not really getting along with anybody in Hell Chat. I mean, a few people in Hell Chat, but I was really not getting along with Lindsay and them, and but I loved them all still. And I was concerned with the fact that Mandy was here admitting this. I always thought Mandy kind of played stuff up, and I thought people used Mandy's the ability to, her not ability, but her the way she would just kind of just fly off the handle on things. So people would use that, to like kind of poke her until she would like fly off the handle at this a specific person that they were not happy with. It's happened to me directly, um, more than once, and it's happened to pretty much all of us in that community more than once. And so to I got them to someone through the people I still was getting along with, and I realize now that I was being used to set Mandy off in that moment, and I wish that I would have just ignored them. I really honestly do, because it just created such a shitstorm. But I thought, she's manipulating these people. I love these people, even if I'm not getting along with them. I love them. I don't want them hurting, and I don't want her to be causing rifts between them. So I I knew that if I dropped them into Hell Chat, that Mandy would just rile up everybody to attack me, which I mean she had done before, or that I don't know, like that it would just be, I don't know why I didn't want to drop them in myself, but I wasn't afraid to say that they came from me. But the person that dropped them into chat, funnily enough, is that a word? Funny enough, the person that did drop them into Hell Chat never got really attacked by Mandy. It was never really a thing, which is weird, which is odd. But so Mandy had taken a nap, and when she came back into Hell Chat, those screenshots were dropped, and 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 it was basically like, can we discuss this? Not not, oh my God, look at what Mandy's doing. It was, can we discuss this? What is this about, Mandy? And Mandy feels like she should have been come to privately, and okay, but Mandy was doing nothing in private back then. She had no problems like dropping screenshots of her conversations with everybody. She seemed to be like, I'm an open book, blah 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 blah. um is Pizza Hut here? I didn't see Pizza Hut, but hello, Pizza Hut, if you're here. I do really like the Pizza Hut Edge pizza. But anyways, so I digress. Um, so she lost her shit, lost her shit. And instead of staying and just talking about it, she says, those are fake. You know how Paula is, just saying all this stuff. And she bounced out of Hell Chat. Well, what is a Hell Chat? Moody Mary, Hell Chat is a group chat on Facebook that was started. Well, I'm not going to give you the specifics of why it was started or when it was started, but basically we call it Hell Chat because anybody can be added to it because there's no admin. The admin actually disabled their account or lost their account, so nobody can get kicked out either. So it is a free for all. Hi, Gladys. It is a free for all. And so, I mean, you can just add anybody. Stuff can be like, um, stuff can be like just really bad stuff, and it doesn't seem to matter. You can't like even if you reported anything in there, it doesn't seem like nothing happens. It's horrible. It was fun, and then it was bad, and then it was fun again, and then it was bad, and now it's just lame. Nobody ever is in there anymore. But I left there and then was added back. And then I left there because Mandy had added, or somebody had added, a guy named Sean, which we like to call him Sean Buttholes because we love buttholes. And Sean and Paula's husband were in there creating havoc, and suddenly animal cruelty videos and pictures were being dropped in there, and I just left because I'm not going to be a part of that. And then months later, I was added back. So anyway, bye, Mandy. Um, anyway, so she just flipped her shit and she started going hard for Lindsay. Like Lindsay specifically. Lindsay didn't drop those screenshots. Lindsay didn't say, "Hey," anything like that. Lindsay said, "Can we talk about this?" And Lindsay tried to reason with her in private, but she just was going off, talking shit, talking about Lindsay's personal life because Lindsay had been um, like friends with her and friendly with her and opened up to her about stuff. And that's how Mandy works. Mandy finds out personal information from you and then uses it against you. Um, if she needs to use it against her, if she feels like she needs to protect, like defend herself, she'll then use really bad stuff about you. But anyway, so after she bounced, I went back to JM and then eventually to Tia and said, "Hey, can we get like a screen recording of this conversation that she had instead of just screenshots because she's saying that they're fake, and she says she's going to show us, she's going to do all this, she's going to show us that they're fake. Could we possibly get a screen recording?" So we got a screen recording eventually, and I showed the people that, and I said that Paula has asked that this not be put on YouTube, and she did ask that. And in this, Mandy is saying horrific things to Paula's husband. And just awful things. And so, I mean, I don't want to repeat them, but they're like terrible things that you would not, if somebody said to you or about your children, you would not, you would not ever want to talk to that person. I don't think. Like, I couldn't ever forgive somebody talking about my children the way Mandy was talking about Paula's children. I couldn't do it. But, each to each their own. So after a while, I mean, Mandy was keeping doing her shit, and then she was making these lives after lives, hours and hours, threatening us. Lindsay really got the worst of it. Really got the worst of it. I mean, really got the worst of it. And whether Mandy says didn't do any of the things I said or not, or that I said I did, because she would say she contacted people in Lindsay's hometown. She said she contacted, I mean, she did add Lindsay's autistic son into Hell Chat and her ex. She did contact Lindsay's autistic son on Facebook, talking shit about Lindsay. And there has been proof of that on one of our lives. And she, um, so she was just doing these lives after lives after lives, and it's like she used my grandson's face picture on her avatar while she was attacking us. She told people that we were threatening to kill her. She said that, we had a SWAT done on her. She did have a wellness check done on her, and that is because she was threatening to hurt herself. And so somebody genuinely believed that she was true, that she was being truthful, and did call a wellness check on her. And she told the police that if anybody calls a wellness check on her, or anybody calls and says anything about her, to just ignore it. It's a bunch of internet trolls, da 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 da. And so, so it went on for like 2 weeks. I don't know, maybe more. But like the first weekend, she was live like constantly all weekend, and she deleted the lives. I think she left some of them up, but when she started realizing, um, I guess, that they could be used against her, she started to delete them and or private them or whatever. And we have them up on Mr. Foz's channel. A lot of that are up, and NC or Mandy C exposed. A lot of those have those. And we didn't go live about it or anything. We were not discussing it publicly at all. But then Mandy was live, and Paula was in her chat talking to her like, "It's okay, Nicole. Hold on just a second. Let me finish this and I'll answer the questions. I'll go back and answer questions." Um, she Paula was in Mandy's live chat talking to her as if we were these horrible people and Mandy had done nothing. Like, they were like friends, and even mentioned like talking to her, like privately. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, this woman has threatened your children in a way that was so disgusting that like I couldn't like comprehend it. And I just said, somebody asked me, can we use that video? And I said, yes. I don't care anymore. I don't care. I want people to see what Mandy has said, because she's up there. And Mandy did buy subs. Mandy absolutely did buy subs. There is no way that Mandy going live talking about us like that grew her to over 1,000 subs or whatever, grew her to however many subs she got in, it wasn't 1,000, but whatever it was. She was growing exponentially day by day, like just growing. And there's no way that was happening just from what she was doing. Um, so, um, so anyways, when Paula realized that that was on YouTube, she fucking freaked out. And instead of coming to one of us and saying, "Hey, could you take it down?" she instead went on a smear campaign against Lindsay and Foz and Angela, not me, but Lindsay, Foz, and Angela. And she put up on this thing called Ripoff Report. She put up a really vile post, very, very vile post about how they are pedo sympathizers, even pedos talking about Ron Swanson, talking about all this stuff. And if you guys heard it on Natasha's live, it doesn't make any fucking sense. But the ripoff report you can't remove. You cannot remove something you post there. And before you post, you agree that once it's there, it is there. She is doxing them. She's giving their real names, like where they live, like cities they live in, and stuff like that. And she did this because that YouTube video was up. She didn't ask us to take it down. She didn't do that. She went and did this ripoff report. Then, and I have proof. I have my conversation with Tia where I asked, and she said, well, she didn't want you guys to use that. I'm like, okay, so why didn't she just come and say that? Why'd you have to do that? And there's conversations with me and Tia who is saying, I'm asking her to try to take it down. She's tried to take it down. And then there's conversations between Foz and Paula, where Paul is saying, well, we're just going to like say we're just teenagers and like tell them that it was this, this, and this. And there's conversations and we've shared it. And so, so we know the same exact stuff that Natasha showed and said she has, oh, so much more, oh, so much more, all this stuff. And we don't know where it came from, but we do know where it came from because the same exact thing that she gave to Natasha, she sent she sent to Foz the same exact wording. It wasn't an affidavit. It wasn't any court documents. There are no cases, nothing like that. There's none of that. She's now Paula's like in a moderator in Val's group, and so that can just tell you in her Facebook group. That should just tell you something because she's seriously from. I don't know the history before I entered the anti-MM community. I do not know the history. And I really didn't have a problem with Paula until this ripoff report thing. And bye, Gladys. Um, so so I don't know all, but I know that. I know that happened. And I was friendly with Tia, always friendly with Tia. And so um I don't understand most of it. I would love to know the whole story from Paula's side too, but Paula doesn't say anything. And Paula also has multiple times posted on her personal Facebook stuff doxing people. So it's not, I mean, it's not good. It's not good. But there's that story. So I don't know what her problem. I don't know that she has a problem specifically with me, but I know she has a problem with my friends. And I know, like I said, I can't speak on much of anything else except for that. What happened then. Oh my gosh. Hold on. My daughter is sending me screenshots of what not to feed my dog. um oh, she's sending me things about grain-free dog food and the contradictory information. I feed my dog homemade dog food. You know that. Um it's funny. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back and look at it. So did that answer? I mean, that answers to the best of my ability what I believe her problem is. Like, I know that there's other stuff. I know that there's other stuff, and I do know Paula has multiple accounts, multiple alts. She doesn't just go by Paula Vasquez. Um, okay, so Nicole T. I think Allison answered that. Um, yes. So I've never done and never been. I've never been to any extreme haunt. In fact, I've only been to two haunted houses in my life. Once as a youngster, and once as no. I've been to three. Two as an adult and once as a youngster, and I did not like them because I do not like the feeling of being afraid. I s- Lindsay, I never said I didn't have a problem until the ripoff report. I said I don't know the entire story before the ripoff report. Please don't put words in my mouth. And I said I don't know that Lindsay. I said I don't know that Paula has a problem with me specifically, but I know she has a problem with my friends. I never said that, Lindsay. I said I cannot speak to, oh, I said I never had a problem with her, meaning I never went head to head with her on anything. Okay. So I didn't know her and I didn't know all of the things, but Lindsay, fuck. So anyways, yeah, I know people that have gone through the thing, but and the way that Natasha's like talks about how people that go through it, she doesn't fucking know. Hello, Vanessa R. If you'd like to come up, Lindsay, and tell your story, you can tell your story. No, oh, I have a Great Dane, by the way. I can't say your name, but I have a Great Dane. Um, no, 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 not real haunted houses like boo haunts, like haunted house for Halloween. I never have gone into what I consider a real haunted house either. Um, but Lindsay, if you want to come up and tell your story, come up and tell your story. I'm glad for you to come up and tell your story. Hello, Alamo. But I don't want you to come in here and bring, our disagreements here when there's a lot of misunderstandings right now. I didn't say that I didn't have a problem directly with Paula because everything that I've been shown is so convoluted and so hard to understand, and I wasn't part of it. But I never said I didn't believe you. Never once did I say I didn't believe you, Lindsay. Unpopular opinion. I think I would rather go to a real haunted house too. Yeah, and McCamey Manor, the old McCamey Manor is nothing like you've ever seen. Like, yeah, but the now what it's been for the last 5 years is nothing like you've ever seen either. But there are some extreme haunts that are like not like that. And he gives everybody that is into extreme haunts a bad rap. But for Natasha to say, like, disparage people that like to go through them, are you going to disparage people that like to skydive or to. And I just said, yes, I did say that. Yes, I did say I didn't have a problem, meaning I didn't have a personal issue with her. Like, because I didn't have a personal issue with her. I didn't have anything, and I never said I didn't believe you, Lindsay. Yeah, come up and tell your story. Come on up. Unpopular opinion. Some people, well, like the one before 2016. So why are you doing it in comments then? See, if you don't want to do it, then why are you in comments saying it? I love all dogs too, but you don't have to do it. You don't have to. You, if I'm not being unsupportive of you, Lindsay. But if you want to do this, then I guess do it. So yeah, you can say whatever the fuck you want, even if it's whatever. Anyway, but unpopular opinion. Some people think like that. Some people think it's a torture place, and I guess like maybe it was in 2016. Um, but it's not. It's not. It's like other thing. People get tattoos. Some people would say. Some people will say that tattoos are torture because they do hurt. I agree, Allison. Lindsay, we all love and support, we always have. And then I said, yes, I did say that I did not have a problem with Paula, that I did not have a problem with Paula. Like me personally did not have a problem with Paula. And I didn't. Because what, is just like you didn't have a problem with Justin, when he was doing all the fucking bullshit he was doing to people, then that's fine. That's fine. I wasn't friends with her. And I didn't not believe you, Lindsay. I've never not believed you. But I can tell your story because I don't know it. So, but we do. We all live, and I understand that you are hurting, Lindsay. I understand that you are hurting. If you want to tell your story, when was I in a what chat about her? Before the before the ripoff report? I didn't have a problem with her personally. I had a problem with what she was doing, but I didn't have a problem with her personally. And why are you doing this right now, Lindsay? What is your point? Which chat? What's the name of the chat we were in that I had a personal problem with her? Because I had a problem with what she was doing to you, but I couldn't speak on anything she was doing to you because I was not there for it, Lindsay. When I saw the stuff about her thing with that scam artist, yeah, okay, okay. And I said, yes, I did say I didn't have a problem with her before that. I did. No, you're right, Allison. That's what I'm trying to say. And I didn't have anything except for screenshots and stuff that I had no context to, but I've always believed Lindsay. I've always believed her, and I've always been her friend, and I've always stuck up for her. So I don't know, well, not always. There was the War of the Roses, as we like to say. Um, but I've never one time said that Paula was in the right and you were in the wrong. Never once, Lindsay. I would love for Lindsay to tell her story. Part of it is up on Mr. Foz's channel, I think. And I took it back, Lindsay. Can we move on? I said, yes, I did say I didn't have a problem with her up until that. But I also said, and I continue to say, that I've supported you, Lindsay, 100%. And I have. All right. Um, So I don't know of any haunted houses in my area, like haunted houses, but I hear the South and the East Coast have a lot of them, and maybe California. But wait, Colorado has the Stanley Hotel, right? Yeah, I did say that I said that. Lindsay, knock it off. Just give me just a second, guys. Okay, anyways. So I was going to talk about a little bit about that and about how she was saying that she never said Natasha said she never said any of it was true, any of it was facts. But if she's a true crime reporter, shouldn't she be all about getting the facts? Oh, we're talking about haunted houses. Okay, so Nicole T, to get back to what you were talking about, like I know Allison told you like a very very close friend of ours went through the McKamey Manor twice. Fortunately enough, we were part of the 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 group of people that got her to see a different way, um, because one of the things that Russ does is he like kind of like isolates people from knowing that there's That's probably why he loves the fact that anytime you Google most haunted house or whatever, um, kick save 41. Okay, most of the haunted uh, most haunted house or most scary haunted house or whatever, the McCamey Manor always comes up, and he loved that because it then gives them a um, it gives them a sense that he is the most extreme and he's the only one out there, and it's just simply not true. He's just the one with the most media attention. Is the Stanley what house? Wait, Nicole. What house in Colorado Springs? Hi, Sharon Ann. Hi, Jen Lou. Anybody I've missed? Hello, Sass. Oh, the Watts house. I see. I never followed the Watts case. I don't like to follow like family annihilator cases or things where children are like, I mean, I don't, I mean, I follow like some missing people things where there's, you know, kids involved and there's no real like resolution. Like I've followed some of those, but it's really hard for me to like delve into like family annihilators or you know, things like that. It just like, oh, it's just it hurts. You know what I mean? I don't I don't like it. So I didn't know that the Watts house was a thing. And you're talking about Chris Watts, right? Like I'm not like mistaken. Ooh, it just jumped. So we also Ray of Sunshine. Hi, Rob Volk. Ray of Sunshine lives in a haunted house. She says. Um, I mean, I believe her, but I've never been inside of a haunted house. You're a watch junkie. Um, that's awesome. Like I just never. I just can't. I mean, I've listened to like. So I listened to my favorite murder, and does anybody listen to My Favorite Murder? I love that show and that podcast. Sorry. And so I'll hear like one-off stories about things, but I could it just to get details about that stuff, it just like, oh, I just don't how do you sleep? Like how do you rest at night? Like with that stuff, like that much knowledge about something that's so terrible. Like I don't uh-oh, Moody Mary. Why do your sisters say that? Do you not feel the ghosts? Well, Nicole T, if you are a watch junkie and you're going to be near it, you should definitely go do it. I always feel that if you like really want to do something, you should go. Bold move October, right? Bold moves October. Oh, you don't, but your sisters think you do? That's funny. Oh, and like what? Moody Mary? Bold moves October. Tell Nicole T she needs to go to that house. So, you guys heard about that one? Oh, what was his name? Shit. Fuck. You guys tell me his name. So he would, his, oh shit. his family, he killed his wife. I believe he killed his wife. Hold on. What was his name? Josh Powell. Do you guys know Josh Powell? Do you guys ever have stuff like just move around like in my office? Like I swear, I do think that my old office was haunted, but not like a yeah, that one with the dads with the sons happened close to me. And so that one was like really terrible. That was so okay. So um, Josh Powell, so his wife Susan Powell was missing. I don't know like all the specifics, but I believe that um, they were living in Arizona, maybe. But anyway, his dad's a whole fucking mess. Look it up. Um, so he wasn't convicted, but there was like all this kind of thing things about how like maybe he had something to do, but she was missing, and the kids were not in his custody. Yeah, they've never found. The kids were not in his custody, but a social worker brought them to his house to for visitation. And when she got there, he opened the door, and then I don't know if he just closed the door behind her or shoved her out, but closed the door behind her. She said she could smell gas, I believe. That's what she said. I mean, don't I verbatim, I don't know. She went to her car, she called 911. The 911 tape call is fucking disturbing. How they were dismissing her because and not understanding her, and she was saying these kids are in trouble, he just pushed me out, I'm there for visitation, and like trying to explain that I'm an advocate, and like the guardian or the advocate or the guardian ad litem or whatever, and I'm like I'm here to supervise, not the guardian ad litem, but the person that goes to for supervised visitations. I'm here to supervise the visitation. He's locked me out of the house. I mean, they just 911 was not listening to her. So sad. And then he blew up his fucking house with him and his two beautiful boys inside. It was fucking so sad. And I mean, I cannot imagine that woman's pain. You know, oh, it was just terrible. And it happened in, yeah. And then his dad had like pictures of the missing girl, like pictures of her in different, like, like dresses and stuff. Like, I think he had like a specific fetish for something. I think they found. I can't remember what it was, but he would secretly take pictures of her. Um, and he was found to have some kind of stuff on his. And this happened in like 2012, but that was just like near me. Yeah, he was he was. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, his dad was a total creeper. And didn't his dad have the kids for a little bit? I don't know. But so yeah, so that one just like, ah, my gosh. But there was a 911 call. I want to So yeah, so the story was that his wife, Susan Cox Powell, was last seen in December of 2009, that he took his kids 2 and 4 after midnight in December of 2009 in Utah, not Arizona, Utah, left after midnight to go camping in below freezing weather in a desert area in Utah. And then he moved from Utah to Washington State. He was never arrested. He was the only person of interest, but they had no like anything. They had no information. She's never been found that I know of since, 2012 when that happened. But that was just um, so this is Stephen Powell, his dad, was arrested in September of 2012 or 2011 and charged with 14 counts of voyeurism, 1 count of possessing images of children engaged in sexually explicit conduct according to court documents. And I think he was still in custody, and the kids were in foster care. That's right. He was still in custody when Josh Powell blew up his house. Yeah. Her parents had them? Oh, okay. That's fucking, oh my God. Like that's, and he was only getting supervised visitation. Like he was only getting supervised visitation. Yeah, Christina, and picked them up for visitation. Social worker took them over there. He pushed her out of the house, locked the door. She was supposed to come in, locked the door. She called 911. 911 just absolutely failed. I mean, I don't know that they would have gotten there in time. But they treated her so bad. Alamo basement, a multi-part podcast on the Josh Powell. There's probably a lot of, but they released the 911 call, and supposedly they were. So here's what kind of some of the dispatchers would say. So she said she was on a supervised visitation for court-ordered visit, and something really weird has happened. The kids went into the house, and the biological parent, his name is Josh Powell, will not let me in the door. What should I do? The operator asked, "What's the address?" The social worker gave the address, or didn't know what the address was. She said it's 8119. I think it's 89th. I don't know what the address is. And 911 said, well, that's pretty important for me to know. Social worker says, I'm sorry, just a minute. Let me get in my car and see if I can find it. Nothing like this has ever happened before in these visitations, so I'm really shocked. I can hear one of the kids crying, but he still won't let me in. Okay, it is just a minute. I have it here. You can't find me by GPS? Dispatcher or operator says no. Social worker, okay, I still can't find it, but I think I need help right away. He's on very short leash with Department of Social and Health Services, and CPS has been involved. And this is the craziest thing. He looked right at me and closed the door. Are you there? 911 operator says, yes, ma'am. I'm just waiting to know where you are. The social worker says, okay, it's 8119 189th Street Court East Puyallup, gives the zip code. And I'd like to pull out of the driveway because I smell gasoline and he won't let me in. The operator says, you want to pull out of the driveway because you smell gasoline, but he won't let you? Says, no, he won't let me in, the social worker. He won't let you out of the driveway? Social worker says, he won't let me in the house. The operator says, whose house is it? Social worker, he's got the kids in the house and he won't let me in. It's a supervised visit. Operator says, I understand. Whose house is it? Social worker, Josh Powell. Operator, okay, you don't live there, right? Social worker, no, I'm contracted to the state to provide supervised visitation. The operator, I see, okay, and who is there to exercise the visitation? Social worker, I am, and the visit is with Josh Powell, and he's the husband of 911 operator. And who's supervising? Social worker, I supervise. 911 operator, so you supervise and you're doing the visit. You supervise yourself? Like, seriously. Social worker, I supervise myself. I'm the supervisor here. 911 operator, wait a minute. If it's a supervised visit, you can't supervise yourself if you're the visitor. Social worker, I supervise myself. I'm the supervisor for a supervised visit. Oh my God. I would have been pulling my hair out. 911 operator. Okay, but aren't you the one making the visit? Or is there another parent there that you're supervising? Social worker, I'm the one that supervises. I pick up the kids, their grandparents. 911. Yes, and then who visits with the children? Social worker, Josh Powell. Okay, so you're supposed to be there to supervise Josh Powell's visit with the children. Like, this is so frustrating. Yes, that's correct. And he's the husband of missing Susan Powell. This is a high profile case. 911. How did he gain access to the children before you got there? Social worker. I was one step in back of them. So he went in the house and he locked you out? Yes, he shut the door right in my face. All right, now it's clear. Your last name. Then they exchange that personal information and they ask what agency there's with. She tells what agencies. They've been approximately in there for 10 minutes. Now, by now, how many children? She tells the dads, spells out the name, um, asks his ethnicity, asks his date of birth, asks how tall he is, asks his hair color, what was he wearing, is he alone, are you in a vehicle, like, what color is your car, what's your license plate number, um, and then, all right, we'll have somebody look for you. And she asked, how long will it be? 911. I don't know, ma'am. They have to respond to emergency life-threatening situations first. The first available deputy will respond. She says, this could be life-threatening. He went to court on Wednesday and he didn't bring his kids back. And this is really, I'm afraid for their lives. 911. Okay, has he threatened the lives of the children previously? Social worker, I have no idea. All right, well, we'll have the first available deputy contact you. Thank you. Bye. Can you fucking believe that? Yeah, well, they said that the 911 operator was reprimanded, reprimanded. So I don't know if that means I think that that caller should have lost that 911 operator should have lost their job because they by at that point before she started asking the information about who the suspect and her and all that stuff, they'd been inside for 10 minutes. This is in Puyallup, Washington, which is not a small city, but it's big enough and has a big enough police force that they could have gotten somebody there in less than 10 minutes. I hope that 911 operator feels like shit too. Fucking going back and forth going, so how are you supervising yourself? Like she's literally saying, could 911 just come here, please? Could somebody just get here, please? Like, ugh, it's like so fucking frustrating. And I know I sound like I'm laughing a little bit, but it's not funny. It's fucking, I'm incredulous at that. Like that poor woman, and she's there, sitting there, and the fucking house blows up. It's fucking terrible. Just terrible. And the poor fucking grandparents. It's just like that. It is terrible. So yeah, but if you haven't like heard about it, like I mean, I told you most of what you need to know it ended, but they still haven't found Susan Cox Powell. I don't know if his dad is still in jail or what if he was. I'm gonna see if he's still incarcerated. Oh, he was released. He was released from prison in May of 2019 after serving time for possession of child pornography. 2 years. Oh, and he died at 68. No, what? So I have a thing that says in July 24th, 2018, that he died at 68, a year after his release from prison. But I have a thing from May of 2019 saying he was released from prison Tuesday morning. So I don't know. But then I have another one from 2018 and another one from 2018 that he died um, after a year after he was released from prison. But he was a sick, gross man, so I mean he's at least he's gone. I didn't realize that. Coffee time. Hello, Juicy. Hi, Brooke. Um, so I've heard it the Josh Powell story on Susan Cox on My Favorite Murder and Crime Junkies. Those are the two that I listen to. Oh, Christina, I did not read that. See, that's the thing. That is why I don't know Alamo Basin. I did not follow that whole story. That's the reason I don't follow it is because of what fucking happens to the kids. Like, I mean, I just don't understand when parents do something like that to their children. I don't understand. No unpopular opinion. I have never known somebody who murdered somebody else, but I do know somebody that was murdered by a serial killer. Oh, I mean, I knew. I went to was friends with her when we were much younger. Did were you kids when he murdered the other kid? Unpopular opinion. Tell us the story. That's yeah. And were they both kids or were they adults? What happened yesterday in Vancouver, Washington? I don't watch the news because it's so sad. I'm gonna look it up though right now to see what I find. Oh, about the kidnapper. The smiley face killer was that was in it was his baby. Oh my god. See, and I don't understand that. I'm sorry, Alamo. We're I'm sorry, Alamo. I don't want to ask specifics about stuff like that, but obviously like stuff that, we get interested in stuff. I don't know what interested me in other than um I remember the Ted Bundy case when I was in high school being on the news. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I knew one of Robert Lee Yates's victims. I'm sorry, Flower Child. That is crazy. Yikes. That is yeah. And Dharma, that is like it's strange. Like I could have gone most of my life not knowing anybody that knew somebody that was killed by a serial killer or somebody that killed somebody else or anything like that. But then, the true crime community brings you together, I guess. And I think that's like probably what brings people together, right? Wait, Alamo Basis. Someone recently did a podcast on which case? Which case? Oh, the one that you mentioned up there. Do you know the name of the do you know the name of the podcast? Oh my God, Love Reigns. I remember that. I've been on early in the morning one other time. One other time. So Watts this is not Watts Island, Nina. This is not Watts Island. I did not come to this community because of Watts Island. But I do have an interest in true crime. It's just not as strong of an interest that I do a true crime channel. And I hardly know anything about the Watts case. That's good, Donnie. See, yeah, I don't think it was just that for me. I don't think it was just the Ted Bundy case for me. But I can't remember specifically, but maybe hearing my parents talking about Ted Bundy when we were younger, but then when I was in high school was when he was going through, um, maybe I was even younger than that when he was going through the trial. But I remember it was on the news. And I guess back then, your parents didn't really think about what you were hearing, you know, on the news. And so it was like not, oh no, okay, so I was much younger when he was first charged. Hold on. So he was apprehended, his trial, but okay, so I was like 8. I was like 8 when his trial began, but it was stuff that was being broadcast in Washington because he was never charged or convicted for any of the crimes he did and any of the murders he did. Oh my God, Juicy. Any of the murders he did in Washington. Yeah, I remember when cursing is, but I don't mind cursing, so that's not a big deal to me. Um, I'm gonna look that up, Alamo. I'm gonna write it down right now. S- Or actually, I'm gonna go and subscribe to that podcast, and I will find that one. I do like listening to podcasts when I'm cooking and when I'm, well, can I subscribe? How do I subscribe? Oh, that little button right there. Sorry. Um, so yeah, uh, I do like listening to podcasts, and I almost always exclusively listen to either Crime Junkies or My Favorite Murder. I think I've listened to all the My Favorite Murder episodes. So one serial killer in your area, Moody Mary, who killed over a span of decades and has never been caught. Yikes! Murderinos, yes. Allison, yes, murderinos. Okay, hold on just a second, Foz. Will you guys entertain yourselves for just a second while I check text from Foz? Okay, well then you should come on panel. Here, Allison. I love when Allison comes on panel because she is, hold on, there, did it go through? Um, but yeah, Allison, come up and I will step away for just a minute to deal with the text message. This is also a very, very busy time of day for me anyway, because there's like a lot more going on than at night. But come on up. Come on up so I can step away for a minute. She could come up and distract y'all with like how to pronounce things and what is a hat. Oh, trick or treating. Trick or treating. Not very many trick or treat in my area, which is very sad.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, look at how pretty she is this morning. Look at the light.
I don't have my headphones in, so I'm trying to keep you from echoing with the mic. With the light, that's my...
Okay.
Do you guys want to meet my plants? We're going to meet my plants.
Yes. I'm going to walk away. I'm going to mute and walk away.
They're getting some sun. I was just going to do my makeup on the chat because that's what I was doing before. You know, more than one person can get on videos and put their makeup on, but instead I'm going to show you my plants. This is my bunny ear cactus. I like it a lot. It's really cute. Have you ever seen a cactus this cute? I hadn't. This is my Tradescantia. They used to call these wandering Jews. I can say that because I'm a Jew. Now people call them wandering dudes, but I don't really think there's anything wrong with calling them wandering Jew, although that does come from bad stereotypes, but I won't talk about that now. But it is a Tradescantia zerbrini. I didn't pronounce that right. But we call it Allen, like Woody Allen, because he's kind of flimsy. Here's a plant with a weird leaf. Here's the cutest little baby plant in the world. I hope this is entertaining people. Oh, thank you, Melissa. Okay, so yeah, that was Alan. Not all the plants have names, but some of them do. This is Luigi, and this is Mario, and this is my Freya plant. Whoops, she's very high maintenance. Hello. And this is Cecilia. This is my snake plant. NASA the other day came out with a thing that said if you have 6 to 8 snake plants in a room with no airflow, you'll still live. Freya, what do you want? You're so fierce. And I don't know if you guys can hear me over her at all. You're ruining this live. This is Elsa. This is this ugly toy that we got in some Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but the back of the Cinnamon Toast Crunch says it's the most rare toy you can get. You have like a 1 in 50 chance, and I was like, can I make money off of this? So I'm gonna keep it. Pops and Sass, you're so sweet. Okay, what are we working at? There's probably an Amazon dude. We don't like the Amazon dudes. They're very scary. Yeah? Can you say hello to all the people? Nope, you're gonna get down below the camera. Say hello to the people, Freya. Be polite. She refuses to be polite. Anybody have any exciting plans for their... What the fuck day is it? Is it Tuesday? Do you have exciting plans for your Tuesday, or have you done something exciting today? People who have already had days. It's 1:36, so at some point I should probably finish making my coffee and my breakfast, but when you work from home, time doesn't really exist. Hi, Jennifer Sharp. How are you? Yeah, my dog does like Amazon in that they bring her things, but she doesn't like anybody approaching the apartment for any reason at all. Also, hi, if we haven't met everyone, I'm Allison. I was on here last night saying words with Rob. That was a good time. But I am also from the anti-MM people, but am mostly quieter. But I've been around for a while, watching people for a while, and Holly's my mom. Not really, but kind of. But also I don't like saying that because I don't like how people refer to that one like creator as mommy. It's just like, well, blah blah blah, mommy, when they just like get on panel. It weirds me out. But I called Holly Ma first, and it is friendly and whatever. Hi, Flower Child. Yes, start of NHL tonight. Woohoo! That is a sport. Oh, you have a bull mastiff? I never thought I would be a large dog person. I grew up with dachshunds, and my mom still has a dachshund, and I do love me a little wiener dog. Nobody cut that poorly, please. But we ended up with this one, and we adopted her, and we went to actually go look at her sister. And there were 2 other foster dogs in that apartment. And I guess it was a house. We lived in an apartment. Not everyone does, but I just say that for everyone, I guess. And my husband and I left. And in the car, we were like quiet for a good few minutes. And then both of us were like, so I think we like the other one. And then we brought Freya home, and we were told she was quite timid, which is not true at all. And we were told that she would be a maximum of 30 pounds, which was also not true at all. She is 50 pounds, and she is scared of some things, but not other things. She'll like literally just run into the road and start sniffing things, and like we'll just approach random people and sit down in front of them and like wait to get treats. And if they walk away and they don't acknowledge her, she'll bark at them like, hey, I'm standing here, love me. But she's like very weirdly distributed. Because we think she's a lab greyhound mix. So she's like long and lanky. Like, you are a tall dog. Can you come here so the people can see how you look? No, you're just gonna wag your tail. Hello. Say hi to the people again. Yeah, you're a weirdo. You're a weirdo, but I love you. Tell me things about your dogs. This is my go-to topic of conversation. Your cat bullies your dog. Freya, we were told, likes cats, and at her foster home, she had some cat friends, but I'm allergic. But there's a stray cat around here who one time I saw him and I said, hi, Frond, like friend. And then my husband started referring to him as Palmetto, like a palmetto frond. And so now Palmetto wanders around and we try and feed him. And I'm like, fuck, we named him. We're going to adopt this stray cat eventually, aren't we? Even though I'm allergic. Probably. She's basically a cat. She like rubs up against everyone's legs. Hey, actual coffee. We're having coffee time. You guys want to see a hilarious mug? My friend who I'm showing you this of is not on YouTube, which is good because he'd kill me. But my friend did this Speedo run for diabetes a few years ago. And I was like, that is a fucking hilarious picture. It belongs on a mug. But he sent it to me on a mug. And there's the other side. You can see the picture of him running in it. So I have now shown you a shirtless picture of my jacked friend who doesn't believe he's black. But he is. In case I ever show this to him, tell him he has a rockin' bod. And if you live in Ohio and want to date a computer nerd with a rockin' bod, let me set you up with my friend. I don't have any other interesting mugs here. I wonder when Holly's coming back. We should... Oh, we can talk about Bold Moves October. So if you guys haven't heard, it's Bold Moves October. So if you've ever seen those signs, like, or pictures of signs on Tumblr or whatever that I don't think are even real, that are like, if you're waiting for a sign, this is it. That's what Bold Moves October is. So whatever it is you've been wanting to do that you haven't felt bold enough to do, you should do it this October. And you should say, if anybody asks you, why are you doing that? Why are you getting that tattoo? Or quitting your job? Or asking that girl out? Or moving across the country, say, because it's Bold Moves October. Some ladies on YouTube said so. And then you have a reason. But I've been doing Bold Moves October for 11 years now, actually probably 12. And it's really great. And it changes lives. I have literally known people to like actually do those things, like quit jobs and move and whatever. I heard a noise. Is Holly back?
I'm back. Sorry, y'all. So
Okay, we talked about my plants and my dog and Bold Moves October, and yep.
Did you talk about your dog's poop and what you feed him? Is that just my
No,
expertise?
that's
Is
just
that my
you.
niche? That's my niche.
I'm getting
Sorry that I
headphones so
didn't
they
get to
don't
see
echo.
all of your plants because I did turn my mic down so that I wouldn't be distracted by your beautiful voice and your plant telling. I just had to catch up on something. But um, uh so anyway, so you told everybody about, did you tell them all your name? All your plants' names?
Well, they don't all have names, but I told them the names of
What?
the ones that do for the most part, I think.
Can you explain to me why not all of your plants have names? Is that like that's like not naming all your children?
Well, because I wasn't going to name them at first. So the one that I really told them about is this one, which my husband named literally because, well, it looks like it's made out of wood, but also because it's just like kind of flimsy. And so he named it Woody Allen, which I find hilarious.
And that's where it
And since
started, the
then,
naming?
yeah, so all the ones we've gotten after have that name. So this, the cutest little mykin in the world, is named Theodore. But I think I told them the other names because we have Mario and Luigi, and we have Cecilia. And what are your plants' names? You have June and
So I have June and Georgia and Jacksepticeye.
Jacksepticeye. But you don't even know who Jacksepticeye is, right?
No, I don't. My grandson named that plant. So okay, so I kill
He's a
plants.
YouTuber.
Yeah, apparently. I don't know who he is, but my grandson named that. So I kill plants, and I was telling Allison that the only plant I've ever been able to keep alive was an air plant. And well, for a long time I didn't know what it was. We did a lot of research until she was like, "Oh, it's this." And then she sent me one. Because what happened was when I moved, somehow the little container broke and then the little plant got lost. And so I didn't, and I could never find another one. I didn't know what it was called. So, so she sent me one, this pretty little one, and with a little, like a little habitat that it's in. And air plants are incredibly easy to take care of. So that was good. But then,
see, the thing is, I think my air plants I'm actually going to kill because I'm going to forget about them. Like, they look more like decor to me, so I don't.
Did you
like
show
water
those?
my decor usually. No, I didn't, and I should.
Because they're so cute.
Cream cheese this bagel.
So, and then I sent her air plants back.
So they look like jellyfish because they're in
Look
little
at them up
shells.
there. They're so cute.
Wow, they're so cute.
So then our friend Melissa sent me what did she send me? A nerve plant?
She sent you a pink nerve plant. Oh, I have one of those too.
And,
sorry, bagel.
Okay,
one
so
day.
they send me so I get sent the most dramatic plant that has ever lived. So I have.
So yeah, that plant is also known as a fainting plant, y'all, because if you don't do what it wants, if you don't water it, or if it's not getting enough sun or whatever, it just collapses. And then once you water it or whatever, perks right back up. But she is a drama queen.
A drama queen. So I'm telling you that it's for real. So I don't know why they sent me a drama queen plant when I kill all my plants. And then Septiceye
because you know, she tells you what she wants. And
okay, well, she's not been.
So.
Septiceye, Jacksepticeye is a succulent, but they're kind of tall succulents. So it looks like maybe partially an aloe plant and just a bunch of different succulents in a little pot. So the only thing I can do is put them in my bedroom on my windowsill because otherwise I'll forget that they're there. And so if I can see them, then I will take care of them, right? But it doesn't matter what I do to this bitch, Georgia, who is my fainting plant. So I had to close my blinds over her one day because my dog kept barking and at whoever was outside and it was bugging me. And then literally the next day I opened the blinds and she was fainted. But it was less than 24 hours that she was fainted. And so then within a couple hours she perked up, but now she's fainted again. And I don't know. I've watered her. I've talked to her. It is kind of overcast.
Yeah, might be. You should just spritz her a little bit. Tara, that's The one plant tip I've learned real quickly is that it is much easier to bring a plant back if you forget to water it than if you overwater it. Like, overwatering will kill them quicker than underwatering will, for sure. She is a bitch, Tara. So it's called a pink nerve plant, and they're bitches. Nicole, you have to, with air plants, you like spritz them, and you might like dunk them in water once a week, right, Holly?
You don't even have to do that.
Person.
Yeah, you don't even have, with the air plant, you do not even have to, she is a diva, Melissa, or Moody Mara, very dramatic, Melissa. With the air plants, you don't even have to dunk them in water. You spritz them with water. They grow with air. They don't need soil. They just look like little tiny grass, like little tiny clumps of grass. I have some that are pink on the top, and they will flower. Some of them will flower, like they will these little tiny purple flowers. But you just don't even have to, you can't overwater them. I mean, I suppose the one that I had sat in like this bay window in my kitchen, and I would spritz it when I would remember. And sometimes I'd forget for days and days on end, and it never died. It just got lost in the move somehow. And so now I have 6 of them, though. I need to put mine in their little shells and hang them up.
Dharma, I've heard that too, that people give their plants coffee. I haven't done it yet, but I have heard it like helps them grow and be nourished and stuff. And Tara, I think you should get a plant and you should name them all. Curse words so you can yell at them all the time. My husband growing up had a cat that they called Effie, which was short for fuck nuts. And so they would call it by its full name when I was angry. Holly, so that people can compare you to so that people can compare you to N. Seymour, I'm gonna sit on panel and do my makeup and be your sidekick.
I would love it. I would love it. So no, KickSave, it's not plastic. It's a real live plant. It just does not need soil. It sits in rocks. It sits on moss. Where are they native? Where are air plants native to? Let's look it up. I love being able to look up stuff.
Learning about botanicals. But at some point we should talk about other botanicals with Holly and Allison. I enjoy them.
Yeah, I microdosed I took my first microdose today, so I don't feel any different.
I had my first Kratom, and I think that I enjoy it.
Do you like it? Is it working?
So I wasn't in a severe pain this morning. Hi, everyone. I'm disabled and have chronic pain. I wasn't in a great deal of pain this morning, so I was like, do I even want to take this? Because am I really even going to be able to tell if it works? And then I was like, yeah, no, I want to take the drug. So I took the drug. And so I don't really know how it's going to work for me pain relief wise, but I took the white kind, and it definitely is energizing and like mood boosting and whatever else the stoner guy at the shop said it would be. But when I started doing my research and stuff and joined all those groups, I found out that there's actually like a World Health Organization conference going on right now about whether or not they're going to make it a scheduled drug and regulate it. But apparently it's super shelf stable, so order yourself a bunch if you want. But from all the research I've done, it seems like it has very few side effects, that it's not addictive, but that people become dependent on it because it makes their lives better. And I have a like belief about drugs and stuff that not everybody also has, because I'm on like 12 prescriptions, and people will be like, oh, don't you want to get off all those? You should try yoga. And I'm like, no, I don't want to get off all of them. They help me not become pregnant and to not stay in bed all day and to focus on things sometimes. That one doesn't work super well. And to not be in pain. I love my pills. I'm going to keep taking them, but I also like not having to be checked in with a doctor every 3 months so that they know I'm not selling my drugs or whatever. So I would prefer this not be scheduled, but I have a pretty cool doctor. So if it ever were, I could probably go to her and say like, hey, I tried this. It was good. Can I keep doing that?
Yeah.
But I know not everyone has that.
I hope they don't, because like you said, it's not addictive, but people can become dependent on it but when they say not addictive, they mean like not addictive, like heroin. Like if you stop taking
like your body's not going to
die. You're not going to go through withdrawals.
Yeah. And the other thing I was reading about is that like scheduling a drug like that actually makes it harder to research, because then people researching it have to go through the FDA, and like with marijuana, they can only research marijuana grown at one specific facility so that it is all regulated, but that means that it
Mm-hmm.
goes a lot slower. So research happens faster if the FDA doesn't step in.
Right. But then it
At least
also
that's what the
sucks
internet told me.
because how do you do ethical research with things like mushrooms and stuff? Like ethical as far as the FDA is concerned, like with mushroom stuff since it's illegal, or LSD since it's not legal, right? How do you
Yeah,
write papers that people will take seriously or will consider? Um,
right. It's a big conundrum. Alex Erickson, hello. I've heard that like people are really like helping. It helps them with withdrawing from other things. And yeah,
yes,
Pops and Sass, I do think it'll develop a dependence, but there's a difference between dependence and addiction, in that
right.
like
Or
if
tolerance, even.
I, yeah, if something is what helps me to not be in pain and it's the only thing that does that, I am going to depend on that, because like I like to function. And it would be great if my body could do that on its own and not be in pain, but it doesn't. Maybe
Hi,
one day.
Alex.
Miracles happen.
Yeah, it's you. You are correct that your body the yes, the withdrawal from kratom is much less than the alternative. I take kratom every night. I take the same amount every night, and I have for gosh, 3 years,
I'm a brand
and
newbie.
it helps me sleep at night. And I take, well, I mean, I've upped it a little bit because I found that I was taking a very minimal dose, and it was not helping me sleep as soundly as if I upped it a little bit. But I upped it a little bit. But if I forget to take it, because I will not take it after a specific time at night because I need to get amount of sleep, right? And
Yeah.
and if I don't take it, I might be a little bit like restless, like unable to sleep like well, but I'm not like sick to my stomach. I'm not throwing up and it won't kill me. You know what I mean? Which opioids, you can die from the withdrawal from opioids and alcohol. So, yeah, that's right. If it helps you get, that's right, Amber, right? If it helps you get a better quality of life, then screw what other people think. That's right. That's why I do not
I totally, that's
believe,
how I feel about all altering substances,
yes,
is like be aware of your body, pay attention to yourself, and try and figure out the signs of like, okay, this is actually having more negative consequences for me now than positive. But I think people should do whatever has the most positive consequences for them without harming other people in like pretty
that's
much
right.
all cases.
Yes, in all cases. I think in all cases. And then Pop and Sass,
Love
I agree that
yourself.
I
Sorry.
understand what you say about the body becoming dependent, but I also don't think marijuana is addictive, and you don't become dependent on it physically. I think people become dependent on it mentally. Like they might,
Yeah, people become dependent on being happy. And yeah, Mary, if you're really, people who are really alcoholic, you can die from withdrawal, and that's why at the
yes, you
beginning of
can
the
die from
pandemic,
alcohol.
when like almost everything was closed but ABC stores were still open, and a lot of people were like, what the fuck, like why can kids not go to school but you can go buy vodka? And the reason was because they were trying to keep the hospitals from filling up with people who were going through withdrawals. It was just like a bad, it was a lose-lose situation. But yeah, a lot
Hmm.
of people don't know that.
Yeah, my ex. So a couple of stories. First, I want to answer Alex. Alex, I take something called Kratom Buddy. It used to be called Kratom Therapy, and I take the red strain because the red strain. So the higher dose can be more sedative, but the different strains, like the red strain or vein, they don't call them strain, vein. The red vein is more sedating. The white vein is more energizing. And so, but if you take a lot of the white vein, you will still get a sedative effect. But I do take a capsules because I can't. I was doing powder because it's cheaper, and I have a little capsule machine. But holy fuck, the mess that it made, because that powder that it is so clingy, like it's so. Do you know what I mean by clingy? Like flour, like it clings to shit. So it's just messy. So I just and I didn't want to make a tea out of it because I don't like things that don't taste good. So so I just get the capsule form. Yeah. Um, Dharma. Melatonin's not.
Hello? I think you muted yourself. Ali. Either that or I can't hear you.
I muted myself. I'm a jerk. Okay. So so if melatonin's not working, it's very possible, like I said, or like I said when I was muted, I am not a doctor, I'm not a scientist, I am not an expert in any of this. I have done a lot of research. And but that doesn't mean any of it's real, like it's going to work for you. But what I have learned about melatonin is you can build a tolerance to melatonin because melatonin replaces your natural melatonin, right? Like you already produce melatonin. So if you are taking melatonin, you're introducing actual melatonin to your body, your brain is going to say, oh, like I'm already producing this, or I already have melatonin, so I do not need to produce it. And then it will take you a long time to rebuild those things like serotonin and stuff like that. Like, but if you try Dharma, am I cutting out real bad?
No, not anymore. My curious look at the camera was because I was reading Flower Child's comment, and I'm wondering what the MAT program is.
Oh,
But you're not
MAT
cutting out
is
anymore.
maintenance, addiction
Gotcha.
therapy,
Gotcha.
maintenance, yeah, something like that. It's for maintenance. But so Dharma, might I suggest one of two things? Um, oh, okay, just start going through the change. Black cohosh or a thing called shit. Oh my God. I will have to look it up, but let me look it up and I will look it up. And I will tell you what it's called. There's a thing called oh shit. Take me a second to find it, but a thing called Fem Balance or Fem, I can't remember. It's like these little tincture, little drops that are really supposed to help regulate. But tart cherry actually stimulates your body to produce melatonin naturally. Instead of introducing melatonin to your body as melatonin, it helps your brain to stimulate the production of melatonin. Or
You're like
kratom.
really going hard for tart cherry lately.
I am because like it helps my mom, and my mom has shit time sleeping. Anything that helps my mom, because my mom has some stuff, you know, shit time sleeping. Hi, German lady. This is not really any community.
That's a great question, German lady.
It is
Everyone
a
hates
good
us everywhere we go, but we have fun.
black cohosh. Cohosh. I think it's an O instead of an A. Cohosh. And I think it's C, black cohosh with the C or with the K. Anybody know?
It's with a C, but I don't know about the O or A question.
I think it's cohosh with an O. Both letters are O. I'm looking
Does anybody
up.
know why it's so hard to put eyeliner on without opening your mouth? I've always wondered that. That's not just me, right?
Does it
Other people do
stabilize
that.
your eyes somehow?
Maybe that's it, but I feel like I'm like just giving y'all a good view of my tonsils.
Okay, there is something called Balanced Fem Natural Menopause Support that is really good. Um, but black cohosh is is amazing. But I don't I mean it helps with like black cohosh helps with like night sweats and um yeah, I wake up probably like that too. Um And anybody that is, I did learn about my audience that there is the majority of the people that watch me are in my age group. So if I talk about this, I don't feel so alone. But I don't believe in hot flashes because they aren't just flashes. They're like your entire body gets hot for like an hour. I feel like mine don't just flash. I just get fucking hot, and then I'm like dying for a little while. But anyway, yeah, alcohol withdrawal. So a little story and a couple things about dependency. So I had a friend. Well, when we started dating, I told him that one of my hard things was hard drugs. Like didn't want anybody that was doing like meth or heroin. I didn't want to date anybody that I would have to deal with that kind. I don't like it's your thing, but I just don't. That's not something I want to deal with in my life, right? Because I had to deal with it with my husband. And so he thought I meant just drugs, like all drugs. So he was a really huge pot smoker, and he just stopped smoking pot because he wanted to date me. And I didn't know this. And like months and months
That's
into it,
nice of him.
I know, it was so sweet. Months and months into it, like my nephew came over, adult nephew, and his friend, and asked him if he wanted to smoke with them. And he's like, no, no. And I was like, you can, like, I don't care. Like, I'm not going to smoke, but like you, and he's like, but you said no drugs. I'm like, oh, weed's not a drug. Like pot's not a drug. Like, okay, I get what you're saying, but no pot's. And he was like, oh my God. And his attitude, he was not a bad guy at all, but his attitude, like his mood was so much better. I think he didn't go through any kind of like physical withdrawals, but he definitely had a mental for months. And I was like, dude, I'm so sorry. Like that's like medicine for people. But then his dad was an alcoholic, a bad alcoholic, and he went in for major heart surgery, and they gave him alcohol in the hospital like 4 times a day, like a little bit of whiskey 4 times a day to keep the edge off so he wouldn't die during surgery from alcohol withdrawal. I take you're looking for like other meds for anxiety.
Yeah, Sarah, did you hear the Kratom conversation? Because apparently a lot of people use it for that too. I'm one day in, so I really can't tell you if you should or not. But I've heard that's a thing. Also, yeah, congratulations, Mary, and also anybody else who is in recovery or is working towards recovery, who is in the chat or listening, because I know that is hard as fuck for people, and I'm proud of all of you. And you should give yourself a hug and a chocolate from me. And from Freya.
And from me. Because recovery is really hard. It's no joke. It's no joke. My husband lost his life to his addiction, not from an OD, but because he could not find his way out of it. You know, he just couldn't find his way out of it. And so like I understand the struggle with addiction is real. Tara K, have you thought about microdosing mushrooms? I mean,
you are also one day into that, so but no, I've heard amazing things. So that's on my list. I know everybody's gonna say now, not just do you always talk about buttholes, but that we're all drug pushers or something.
Fuck yeah.
Drug pushers and natural dog food pushers.
Thank you, Dharma. Yes, drug pushers, natural dog food, and buttholes are the topic of conversation here all day, every day. Clean buttholes, am I right? Am I right? Where's Mel Hawks? What?
I mean, I also don't understand the butthole discourse and why like your butthole should be clean. And that's really my only comment on the matter.
Is diazepam, is it similar to Xanax though?
Oh, fuck. Sure. What's the non-science name of that? I know what that is.
Benzodiazepam? Isn't that?
Yeah, but I mean, there's a brand. I don't know.
I can't wait to get my community tab either. But I promise, and you guys hold me to this,
you got to 500. You're halfway there.
I know, I'm halfway there. I will not monetize. And this one right here.
It's so funny though when people
Allison
think that Yes, I will. It's so funny to me though, when people think that you we're trying to get views or subscribers. Do y'all realize this channel existed in some form for several years with 17 subscribers? Not really, but basically. Because we just wanted to hang out and do hood rat shit with our friends, you know?
Yeah. 7
And
hours with like fucking 17 viewers.
like, I think this is all great. Like, I like hanging out with all these people, even if I haven't interacted with y'all before. I feel like we have a good dynamic. And I kind of like, not that I don't want growth and success for you, but I've seen where when people get like more and more and more subscribers, there's more and more and more drama, and like there's not as predictable of a vibe in the chat. So like, if I were making a channel, which I'm not, absolutely not, but I would like, I don't know, I go for good vibe over numbers.
Me too.
So more
Hi,
people can come,
Brandolyn.
but you have to pass the vibe check.
Yes. Yes. Klonopin. Klonopin. Karma Lama. Karma Lama. Oh my God. That's really hard to say. Karma
There's
Lama.
Klonopin and
Klonopin.
clonazepam.
Well, Klonopin,
Words.
isn't that like
Oh my
a
gosh, Brandolyn, you learned how to make a foil hat with me. I forgot about that conversation.
Oh,
that was a time.
your vibe is on fleek. You are correct. But yes, Sass, I started today microdosing mushrooms. We will see how it goes from here. And question. Oh, I was gonna say, like, yes, when I get my community tab, this one, Allison, will hold me accountable and does hold me accountable all the time. She's one of the best human beings I've ever met in my entire life. She really is. But she will, if I were to go 1,000 and be like, monetize, she'd be like, nope, bitch, you will not. She would not say that. She would say, Holly, do you remember what you said?
Yeah, I would
And then
say,
I would go,
hey, I
you're
just
right.
wanted to remind you that you told me that if you ever did this, I should say blank, and I support you, but
Yeah,
I want you to stick to your own values. That's probably exactly what
that's
I'd
right.
say without the voice mocking myself.
You all need an Allison. Allison and I are like, we bounce shit off each other, like really like bounce shit off each other all the time, and really like it's therapy. Like, you know how you go
We've
to a
got a good thing
therapist?
going.
We got a good thing going. You go to a therapist and you're like you start talking, and then the therapist is just letting you talk and maybe giving a little bit of feedback, but then you come to the conclusion you were supposed to come to anyway, because Allison is beautiful. Because you just talked it through. That's what Allison does for me, and I hope I do the same thing for her.
Yeah. You're a good person because I can come and be super whiny to you, and at the end of being super whiny, I'm literally just like, I actually don't feel that way at all. I just had to be dramatic, and
Yep.
you
That's
get
why
it
I'm your
because you
mom.
do it too. And because you're my mom.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Even my daughter knows Allison too. Kinda. Not as well as I know Allison, but my daughter knows Allison.
Yeah, we're in a chat. I thought she was Lana Del Rey once. Well, rather, I saw a picture of Lana Del Rey and thought it was her.
Yeah,
Holly's daughter looks
pretty
like Lana.
that's
Lana?
pretty amazing.
Lana?
Yeah, she would love to know that. She probably did see that. He doesn't think it's true, but do you guys all know who Lana Del Rey is? Probably. So my daughter has a
Would you still love me when I'm no longer young and beautiful?
I
Carry
love
on.
you.
Sorry.
She don't be sorry. She is a huge Lana Del Rey fan. Met her twice, cried both times. Has a picture in her hallway of like um Lana like in like Jesus pose, not Jesus pose. Like she's like got her hands up like prayer, and it's like, one of those iconic like religious pictures of a woman, And my grandson, when you would ask, there you go, Donnie, screenshot it. So when you would ask who that is in that picture, my grandson thought it was my daughter for like years. My daughter looks like Lana Del Rey in a lot of pictures. She looks like her. Like I put a picture in a chat with Allison, and she thought it was my daughter. And I was like, no, no, that's Lana Del Rey. And she's like, oh no, I thought that was your daughter. So you won't look at Allison the same again.
I don't know what that means.
Me neither. What did she do?
Because I put on, like, when you read my words in any chat, I feel like I seem like a sane, rational human, and then you see me like this, and I'm like pacing around the house showing you all my plants. And
Oh, there you go.
but I've never claimed not to be a crazy person. I absolutely
We're all
am.
crazy here. We all float down here.
We're all mad here, or whatever the fuck
We're
the
all
quote
mad
is.
here. We are. We are. But I did want to address something else that I did at the beginning, didn't get a chance to address. But um,
Sorry. Go
it's
ahead.
okay. No, that wasn't you. That was me. Um, so I started talking about Paula and all that shit. But I wanted to say, like, s- there, I guess I'm not going to play her stuff, but you guys have all seen the video that Val did yesterday, how she said whatever she said. But one thing she said is that I have been muting people and censoring people here, and I do not believe that that's happened. Um, so if any of
Let,
those
let me
people
tell
that
you
are
what's happened as like somebody who's been on the YouTube side as a mod. Like, and yes, I do miss like half of everything because my schedule. But the night that y'all two were on panel, I was there for most of it, and like I see what happens in chat. People really aren't getting muted. Like there were a few, and generally like they know exactly why. And there were a few people whose comments were removed and they were like given a timeout because they were talking poorly about Val. And like we really were trying to make things fair, and the rule was no personal attacks or name calling. It wasn't, you can't tell people you don't like what they're doing. Like there's a difference between telling people you don't like what they're doing and name calling. And so I think some people thought they were being muted unfairly because they saw those as the same thing, and they were like, well, I'm calling that person a smelly trash can, and this other person said they think that that person isn't doing what they set out to do, and why was I muted? Because that's the same thing. It's not the same
yeah,
thing.
it's not the same thing. Well, Tara Kay, thank you, because you were one of the people that were muted in that first conversation. Um, but
Someone's
I
thumb
believe one of those
slipped.
times was on purpose, and one of those times was an accident. But I
Thumbs
think,
slipped.
yeah, it was how my finger
Tara, I
slipped.
like you. You're cool.
Yeah, so that was like, but I think that they, yeah, and I think that like so, but to be fair, like one person was muted the other night because I said I was taking my medicine, and she said, "Oh, you mean drinking or something like that." And I said, "You can go ahead and mute her because that's not funny. That's not funny to me. It's not funny when
Right,
people talk
especially
about."
when you have like spoken about the fact you're in recovery. And you know what, if that were anyone else talking about the same thing, like I think also you would ask people
Yeah,
to mute them, or if
that's
somebody,
absolutely right.
my empty menu, I'm a terrible housewife. If people were talking about anybody's personal struggles or tragedy, like that is so different from saying, hey, I thought this person was doing one thing and it turns out that they're now doing the opposite and I don't like that. Like that is different.
Right,
It's very different.
right. So it's not uh Foz says, "Oops, sorry, Tara." But yeah, so I don't censor people here. And just because it comes out of somebody's mouth doesn't make it true. Just because somebody is saying something doesn't make it true. So all I can say is if you feel you were muted unfairly, send me a screenshot. Like seriously, if you get muted in a chat, screenshot it immediately. I mean, if you're on the computer, that's harder to do, but I guess you can do a screen grab. Oh, I thought you were going to say something. You put your finger up, but
Oh no, that was like a that I agree. I've been using
yeah.
my finger wag for many things here and I probably should translate them.
um. So you send me an email, Holly Lewis and the news at gmail.com. Just my full name at gmail.com. And
Broken Justice, I don't think we've ever interacted. If you think I'm TCA, I'm not the same Allison. However,
yeah.
you seem lovely, so I miss you too, but I haven't met you before. But I'm sure that if I had, I would have missed you. Welcome.
And thank you, Rob Volk. I don't know I'm through my addiction as much as I just don't drink, if that makes sense. I certainly
I
want to drink.
I feel like I've learned a lot about addiction from you. and the way you speak about it, because I'd known before that people say that they're in recovery even years past, but I hadn't really understood it. Can I tell them about your fridge thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Holly, at least for some period of time, I don't know if she is anymore, because we encouraged her for a challenge thing to kind of let go of this, but kept a beer in her fridge. And you explain this if I'm explaining it poorly, but just like to make the conscious choice every day to open it and see it and not drink it. And I thought that was such an interesting approach to recovery and just the kind of mindfulness of just choosing every day not to indulge. And I am glad that like having that there wasn't the thing keeping you making that choice, but I still just thought it was an interesting approach in the first place.
Yeah, my sober beer. Moody Mary heard me talk about it, once. Moody Mary, like, it took me so long to fucking figure out how to change my YouTube name as it is. I do like it though. I thought Halloweeny was cute, and every time somebody was saying the other night, "I love Halloween," I thought they were about to say, "I love Holly," because they were saying it Halloween, not Halloween. They were saying Halloween, and I was like,
The
"Oh,
one thing
they're
I'd say is if you're going to email Holly, make sure you're spelling Holly correctly, because I've seen
yes,
people typing about her elsewhere with a Y, and your email's not going to go through if you do that.
Brandolyn, don't be embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed. Everybody goes through stuff, but yes. So I had the sober beer, and yes, it did. But I don't think everybody could do that. If I had a bottle of vodka in my house, there's no way that it would last. I would drink it. I would probably drink it. That was my. Oh, you guys saw it. Did you guys see Natasha's video or not Natasha's video, but well, yeah, she played it where I was talking about how I lost 45 pounds um, through, oh, on the title. Okay, just
PTSD
like
and
here.
alcoholism,
Okay.
and she made this face.
I know, 'cause I lost 45 with PTSD. And hold on just a second. I'm gonna do it right now for you, Mary. Oh, spell it for me, Moody Mary. Was it Halloweeny? Did I do
Brandolyn,
it right? Or did I
congratulations.
need to
That's great.
let's see, did I spell it? Hold on, let me see if I spelled it right. She mentioned Hollyweeny. Oh my god, I spelled it wrong. Hold on. Halloween. Hold on. I said weenie.
Yeah, I was going to say Hollyweeny isn't something you want to put.
I'm obsessed with buttholes. No weenie. There we go. Hollyween. Oh, with an is that okay? Just with an I, not an E. So yes, I could do that. It's Halloweeny. Hollyweeny. Um, my dad was an alcoholic most of my life. He quit when he was like, but well after we were all adults. So that was fun. Um, my mom was never any of that. My mom is a saint.
Do you believe it's
Dorothy
genetic at all?
Mantooth is a
Because I've
saint.
heard that it can be.
The alcoholism is genetic. I think that addiction, yes, like the propensity to be addicted to things is, yes, absolutely. My mom seems to think that she always thought very young age that like I would get addicted to things, and the only thing that I ever believed that I ever got addicted to was alcohol, but I also was able to cle like quit. I mean, I don't think that, I mean, but it's not that it was easy to quit, but the motivating factors in my life that were keeping me from drinking. When people say you have to want to do it for yourself, it's true, but it's also a motivating factor to get through the the toughest part of it can be other people. You know what I mean? Because I was always told when my husband would go through his NA and his meetings and like he'd go through treatment, they're all like he can't do it for you. And I'm like, why can't he get through the hardest part for me? Why can't he use his children and his wife as a motivating factor to get through the hardest part? I used my dog. Oh, Allison went bye-bye. So I used my dog as a motivating factor. Like, I got this dog. Well, my ex bought me this dog so that I wouldn't start drinking again. Not that I was threatening to, but he thought that I would start drinking. So we broke up. When we broke up, he bought me this Great Dane, who I've wanted. Like, I wanted. Don't get me wrong, but because he thought, like, the breakup, like, I might start drinking again, and he was very worried because if I was drinking like I was drinking, I was headed towards death. Honest to God. I'm surprised sometimes I would wake up in the morning and I would be like, how did I survive that when I saw how much alcohol I drank the night before? It was horrible. And I didn't drive, I didn't drink and drive. And in fact, when I would go out with my friends, I could have a drink or one drink or two drinks at the bar and not drink any more than one or two. But if I was home, you best believe I was going to be fucking like blackout. And it wasn't about getting drunk for me. It was about not thinking about anything else, just being numb. And, um, and that part I struggled with, but I had this dog, this puppy that I had to take care of. And I knew that if I was drinking, I wouldn't be able to take care of him. Right. And so that was part of the motivating factor to get through those really hard days was I had this little baby to take care of. And so yeah, and genetics, but my dad was a heavy alcoholic. One of my brothers was a heavy alcoholic, but he drinks now and it's fine. He can drink. I don't think he was actually an alcoholic. I think he had a problem with alcohol at that time in his life, but my dad was an alcoholic for sure. Well, we love you, Allison. Thank you so much for coming up. Moody Mary, um, so I'm not going to sugarcoat it, and this may sound really bad. I easily drank a fifth of vodka a night, easily, and it was horrific. And I did that for about 4 years. And I was not an alcoholic for years and years and years and years, like some people. I got into a relationship with a man who was an alcoholic already. He was also a narcissist. He was also very, very abusive. Um, and one of the ways that I coped with that relationship was I drank with him. Hi, Irvin. Um, I drank with him, to kind of like have something in common with him or whatever, or to cope with the abuse. And when he left, so I was already drinking every night. But not when he left, when I got him out of my home, I had PTSD. I I I don't know if anybody here has survived narcissistic abuse, but it's one of the most, like, it takes you outside of your body. Like, when I say I didn't recognize myself, I don't even mean I didn't like I looked in the mirror and, like, how people say, "Oh, I didn't even recognize what." I literally did not recognize myself. And I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. I was drinking heavy. I knew that something was wrong. I knew that's not a normal reaction to a breakup, right? I did not love this man. I wanted this man gone, but I was like in this state of like shock that was like, I mean, and I felt like that I was going through a fucking war in my own head. And I knew that I did not want him back, but my brain was like, but if he just comes back, the pain will go away. And I was just like, oh my God, so I knew that wasn't right. So I immediately got into counseling, but, and they knew I was drinking heavily. I mean, sometimes I would go into therapy and my therapist would say, I can smell the alcohol on your breath. I can smell it, and but she wasn't pushing me to like quit. She was just encouraging me to try healthy habits, but I didn't. I kept drinking for about 3 more years. 3 more years after that. Maybe it was 4 years, but I had been drinking for like 3 years before that, just not as heavily. And I would get one of those big, like, what is it? Is it 3/4 of a gallon or whatever? And I would look at the amount that I had when I started the night and look at the amount that I had the next morning. And I would just be, and then just stuff that I would do. Like I would cook, like I would fucking cook full on fucking crock pot meals in the middle of the night so that there was food in the mornings so that I could just, and I went to work every day. And I went to work every day for fucking 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. And I just did it, you know? And then no, I did not miss the routine of him. I absolutely did not miss the routine of him. He was, he gaslit, deflected. It was not, no, I didn't miss the routine of him. It is, I don't want to say it's the same as heroin, but it is kind of like there becomes this dependency on that abuse that just feel, I don't know what it is. If you would have told me 5 years before I would ever let a man treat me that way, I would have told you you were fucking crazy. I would have told you you're fucking crazy that I'd ever let a man. But it's so systematic and so subversive and so just insidious that you don't see it coming. It's not just they hit you one day, you know, it's not just they do this. There's this technique they have that they suck you into this thing and then they start gaslighting you and you start to believe that maybe you're the one that's crazy, you know? And then, or they do this thing where they torture you in this really subtle like way until you snap. And then point at you and go, "Oh, and you call me abusive?" You know, so it's called reactionary abuse, reactive abuse. And and then you start looking at yourself because you know that's not the person you are. You know that's not the person you are. So you're like, "Oh my God, like I am being abusive." So then you start to question your own reality. I mean, I can give you a clear example of one of the things he did is gaslighting. Is after I got him out of my house, finally got him out of my house, I had to sue him because he had done so much damage to my house. He owed me money for bills and stuff like that, and he wouldn't pay it to me. So I had text messages, I had letters between us and stuff like that that were very clear of what he owed me, and he said he would pay me. Very clear. I waited, he wouldn't pay me. Every time I'd ask him, he'd say, get me a fucking number and I'll pay you." And I'm like, I have given you a number, like just all this stuff. I had all this tech, I had all this information. So I finally went to court and small claims court and had him served. And a week before court, he had like 3 months to respond for mediation or some kind of resolution. A week before, he was like, "I'm not paying all that money. I don't owe her any of that." He called a mediator and he said, "I'll pay her like $100." And I was like, and it was like he did more than $5,000 worth of damage to my home, and I could only sue him for 4,000. And so I was like, "No, there's no way." Like I have to get walls in my fucking house fixed. I have to get a like a heavy fire safe door replaced, like all my keys replaced, all the locks because he left with my keys. Um, just a bunch of different shit that he did. And then the bills for like the entire month that he lived there and didn't pay. And because he had paid up to that point. Um, so when we were in court, the judge comes out and says makes everybody go and sit with your counterpart, right? Which was just fucking so insensitive of the judge because how does he know what people are there for and what their shit is, you know? Um, and then said, "I'm gonna leave for like an hour. You guys have an hour to try to work this out between each other. If you can't come a resolution, the mediation will come over and you have this time. If by the time I come back you do not have a resolution, then you will stand up here and you probably won't like what's going to happen." Oh yeah, Tara, it was a joke. So I have this file of his text messages, all the stuff, all the proof. Okay. So when I sit down, he says, first thing he says, he's like, "What is all this for, Holly?" And I said, "Well, I pulled out the estimated, like the thing that has, and in fact, when you do small claims, you have to itemize all the money you are asking for and what it's for, which I had already done. And so I brought out the like estimate from the contractor to come fix the walls and the doors and stuff like that. I brought out, like the, our last energy bill and our last power, water bill and all that stuff. And he's like, I don't owe any of that. And I said, well, yes, you do. And he's like, that hole there was there when we moved in. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you literally punched that hole in the wall. He's like, no, I didn't. And so I bring out the text messages where he admits to the stuff that he did and said he would pay for it. And he's like, I didn't say that. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about. He's like, that never happened, Holly. That never happened. And I was just like, at this point, I had enough separation from him that I was not like falling for his shit. And when the mediator came over and he said, because he said to me, he's like, the mediator came over. He was hoping that I would cave. The mediator came over and I said, we can't work this out because he won't admit that he owes me any of this money. And she said, well, what proof do you have? And I pulled out the file and he's like, can we just like get this? I just want to be about my day or whatever. And he finally agreed to pay me $150 a month and you know what he said? I can't afford more. I've got a car. I've got rent. I've got this. And I'm like, yes, welcome to adulthood, you motherfucker. Like, I have all those things too. And I have to pay for all these things to get fixed. And he is just like, oh my gosh, it was crazy. It takes something like an average of 8 attempts to leave. Yeah. Yeah. But I don't know if that like is like actual leaving or attempts to get that. It took me 5 or 6 months to get him out of my house. And how I got him out of my house finally was he called the cops on me. He called the cops on me 3 times, but he called the cops on me because he was down in the music room, which he considered his room in my house. And he locked the door so I couldn't come in there. That was fine. But in the laundry room, he had done a load of laundry and I had done a load of laundry. His was in the dryer. I was taking mine from the dryer or from the washer to the dryer. So I took his out of the dryer, put it in a basket, took the basket upstairs because I didn't leave clothes in the laundry room because the dog and the cats would get into it. So I put the laundry upstairs and he called the cops and said I was destroying his property because I took his laundry out of the dryer in a basket and took it upstairs. And the cops came and there was a door to the music room, which is kind of like a mother-in-law apartment, but it was like downstairs. And the door to the front door were facing the same way, one upstairs, one downstairs. And one cop went to his downstairs, one cop came to me, and I was like, can I make him leave? And they're like, no, because he lives here. I said, what do I do then? This is the 3rd time they've been there and they have this history where he's called for no good reason. The last time he called, said I locked him out of his house when he had keys to the house on him, and one of the 4 doors that I had, he had keys to 3 of them. One of them was locked. And so he said, and it was just the one he was closest to. He said I locked him out. But anyway, so I got him to leave. This was like brilliant. If I would have known this, I could have done this. They said I would have done it before. He said, I want you to go tomorrow morning in earshot of this man. I want you to go tomorrow morning to family courts. I want you to file a restraining order against him. I want you to check the box that says make him leave my home, and they will serve him, and he will have 15 minutes to get his stuff out of your house and leave. And I said, what if he's at work? And they said, oh, don't worry, we'll go to his work and serve him. And he was a chef, and he was a god where he worked, a god. And he did not want that kind of blight on his name. So he called up one of his coworkers. He was out within an hour. He like packed his shit up in bags and he was out within an hour. And I was like, holy shit. That was like great. But then I had to serve him anyway for the court thing, and he was served at work, and he was so embarrassed. He was so mad. So mad. Sorry that I just told you all my all my bullshit. Hey, Maid on Netflix. Allison wasn't our friend telling us about that? Yeah, I haven't seen it. Oh yeah, I know. It's just like I get to talking and it's just I don't have anything to hide. I don't have anything to hide. That's when you hear people saying shit about me, if you hear people saying shit about me, it's if that I'm doing shit behind the scenes or whatever, like it's probably not true. Anything unhanded. I don't have much to hide. I'm an open book. I try to be as transparent as possible. But so when you hear some other creators telling you that like I censor people or that I do these things that are so insidious, I don't. And if you are censored, if you feel like you are censored, email me, please. Please email me. I don't think I've actually muted or deleted or blocked. In fact, I could show you all a picture of my block list on YouTube, and it is Mandy C, and that is it. That is the only person. So it's brilliant, but Donnie, I hear that it's sad. I hear that it's really sad. Emotional abuse is like sometimes I will tell you what. This sounds bad, maybe, but I would rather he had beaten the fuck out of me on a daily basis, um, than what he did to me mentally and emotionally. Quite honestly, because he did physically abuse me too. It was not as often as the mental and emotional abuse, but it did happen, and it probably would have gotten worse. But when it did happen, it was really fucking scary, like really scary. And for some reason, I never called the cops on him. I do not know why. I still to this day cannot tell you why I still tried to protect him from because he was this brilliant chef, like brilliant, like the kind of person that like their talent is wasted no matter where they are, unless he had like a 4-star or 3-star Michelin restaurant and like was just being, but that way he would have even been a worse person. He just had this creative brilliance to him with food that was like I've never seen it, and I felt like I wanted to protect him for somebody for some reason. Yeah. I'm sorry, Gladys. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. And they degrade you, or they smear your name to other people just to smear your name. Not even You're not even doing anything in the moment. They'll just like say shit just to say shit. Yeah, Donnie, yeah, like he never full out punched me, but he drug me around the house by my neck. Like he would hold me by my throat and push me. He never pushed me downstairs, but he pushed me upstairs one time, like held me by my throat and pushed, like I was laying on the stairs and pushed me up them by my throat. I'm glad you're there for her, Gladys, and maybe eventually she'll be able to leave her house. Not sad, but I could see how that happened. I had a really, really tough time leaving my house. I couldn't work. Like I would have to leave work like 2 hours in because I would just start fucking. I would just lose my shit, and it was like not cool. It's not conducive to any kind of environment. I did self harm in that time, and that's not something I had done in years. like decades. Um, so it was pretty bad. I did not like it. I would not recommend. I would not recommend, but it taught me so fucking much. I learned so much from that about myself and just about people and about red fucking flags and just recognizing red flags and never I mean, but also I kind of think I maybe go overboard on red flags. Like I might see red flags where there really are not. Yeah, he definitely manhandled me. He definitely manhandled me. He never once punched me, but he definitely manhandled me. Threw me around quite a bit. Threw me into things, broke shit right next to my head, punched holes. He punched holes in the wall right next to my head, you know, which I imagine it would have been it would have just escalated to there. Gladys is good people. Gladys is such good people. And absolutely, that's why, I will never, ever, ever tell somebody, I will tell somebody they should leave somebody. I will. But I will never abandon them if they don't, ever. Oh my God, Donnie. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Donnie. That is so fucked up. Yeah, Flower Child. I have a lot in common with a lot of you. I mean, and I don't mind telling my story because, like, maybe, maybe somebody else will feel brave enough or feel something that, compels them. I wish that I had, I mean, I didn't have anybody that knew what was going on to the extent that it was going on I, until I made him leave. And so nobody really knew except for my kids. And, um, my kids were adult. My son was almost grown, but he's autistic and he didn't see all of it and he didn't know how to deal with it. And yeah, Moody Mary, I did feel like I was in physical danger a lot. I did. I will tell you, I will tell you the other thing that narcissists abusers do is they use intimacy as a fucking weapon against you and try to make up with you, like through physical means, which is just essentially rape, because like I'm sitting there fucking after he's beaten me down verbally and abusive and makes me feel like the biggest piece of shit in the fucking world. And then he wants to have sex with me and I'm crying, but then I don't like, he just is like so persistent, but then I just say, oh, well, maybe we can be like, maybe the abuse will just stop, maybe it'll just stop for the night. And then it doesn't always just stop for the night. And then you just feel shit about yourself because he then lords it over you that like, of course, look at you, like you still like, oh my God, such bullshit, fucking shit. He made me feel fucking horrible. Horrible. But that's how they do. That's what they do. He used to make me feel like I'm a very sexual person. And he used to make me feel like the worst person in the world for wanting sex from him when we were doing good. But he could say, let's go screw. And it would be like he could just say, let's go screw. And that would be okay. But if I said that, it was like, oh my God, you treat me like I'm a piece of meat, as all I'm ever good for is my dick and like shit like that. It was just the most fucking bizarre, insane, deflecting and twisting and oh my gosh. Oh, oh, what are they talking about? Oh, like, yes, Allison, absolutely. With the Gabby Petito thing, like I am so shocked. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be shocked, but like the amount of like so he goes I don't know. But abuser and abusee, victim, victimizer. Sometimes it's mutual abuse. Sometimes there's mutual abuse. I know of plenty of couples where it's definitely mutual. It's not reactive. It's definitely mutual abuse. Um, oh, gaslighting. I think a lot of people gaslight that aren't really narcissists. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people gaslight just because they don't know how to take accountability or they just don't want to deal with a problem. Oh my God, Moody. You'll be back, Moody. It was an accident. Well, thank you, Vanessa. I'm glad. Allison's like literally, and Donnie. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, you're the literal worst. I did that the other day. Uh I timed out Courtney on accident when I was talking to Chris because I was holding my phone in my hand, like on my lap, and my hand was like I talk with my hand a lot, and I clicked something, and when they said, "Why is she timed out?" I looked down and my screen had me clicked on one of Donna's comments, and oh, wow, Gladys. I mean, I didn't think it was going to be a gunshot. I didn't think it was going to be a gunshot. Alice is in here just timing people out. You'll be back in 300 seconds, guys. You just muted them. Or timed them out. You didn't like block them, right? You'll be back soon. Can you hear? I hope you can all hear me telling you how sorry Allison is and you can read how sorry Allison is. Um, I can't see that on this end. Maybe I should spank Allison and take her wrench away. No, I'm just kidding. Good job, Allison. It's okay. It's all right. I can check in the studio. Foz, was it just a timeout? I just know I'm gonna go robotic if I open another tab. Er. Moody's gonna go live now. Oh no. No, she's not. Nobody's gonna go live. They'll be back very, very shortly. Well, if my talking, Vanessa R, is therapeutic to people who can listen to know that they're not alone, I was ashamed for a little while. But I got into I got into therapy like the third day. The third day after he left, where I was not sleeping or I was drinking myself to sleep. I woke up from like an hour-long nap. I got up, I went into the bathroom, and I looked in the mirror. And like I said, I did not recognize myself, like physically did not recognize like the person, like my features did not look like the Holly that I see in pictures or whatever. And I immediately called uh, one of the mental health places, you know, and I asked, "Can I please see somebody? Like I need some help." And they got me in the next day for for like not an intake, but like an evaluation. And while this is so bizarre. This is my life. This is how, when I say I'm blessed, I am blessed because things happen to me in a way that just are exactly when I need them. And you did their censorship. Exactly when I need them, like the universe provides, you know what I mean? So I was sitting there filling out paperwork, waiting for somebody to come. It wasn't really an intake, but it was just like you fill out a bunch of paperwork and then they get you in for an appointment for an intake where they do a really, really, really in-depth um, screening, right? And there was this woman sitting across, we were in this like conference room, there's this woman sitting across, and the lady said, "Do you mind?" She's filling out paperwork she was like a new hire. She was just coming to be hired on a counselor there. And I said, no, I don't mind, because I'm not like one that's very shy about like, I was ashamed, but I'm not like, I'm there for help, right? I don't care. And so every time, but I was like shaking and I was like breaking down like every couple of seconds. I couldn't fill out the paperwork. So this lady kept coming in and trying to help me fill out this paperwork. And I kept babbling to myself. And the woman that was filling out the paperwork, she wasn't officially hired, but she said, I was like, oh, they came back and they said, we have an appointment in like 2 weeks. And I was like, I don't think I can go 2 weeks. I was honestly like, I do not think I will survive 2 weeks of feeling like this. I need some help. And the lady said, her name was Bobby. And she was so amazing. She said, "Do you mind?" Because she was just being hired. She didn't officially have an office or anything. She said, "Do you mind if I take her on as my client?" Like, and I saw her for quite a while. She was amazing. She was amazing. Um, are they back? Oh my God, I feel special. I've never been timed out before. There you go. I'm glad you're back, Moody Mary. Donnie, are you back too? But anyways, it was it was profound, just like feeling, knowing that that wasn't right. And I think if that had happened to me, if that relationship had happened to me when I was like 20, I feel like I would have repeated that relationship over and over and over again. But because I was in my 40s when it ended, I understood that that wasn't right. Did Donnie leave us? Hope Donnie didn't leave us. But I feel like I knew that it wasn't right, that that's not how relationships are supposed to be, that that's not how people are supposed to treat you. And if I had had that same kind of relationship when I was younger, I may have just kept repeating that same relationship, or just one really narcissistic, abusive relationship for many, 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 many years. My husband wasn't like that. He was a drug addict, but he wasn't abusive. He wasn't a gaslighter. He wasn't, I mean, he got angry sometimes, but he wasn't abusive, you know what I mean? He got angry when he was in his withdrawal and stuff like that. But good. Donnie, I'm glad you're back. That's so cute. That was very awful. Oh no, people make mistakes all the time. Like, people make mistakes all the time. And Allison's beating herself up enough about it. Like, I could not beat Allison up more than she's beating herself up right now. Nor would I. Awful, awful, Allison. Apple, 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 Allison. Oh man, that was fun last night. I know that it's not what most people wanted to watch, but the people that did stick around for our pronunciation session, that was fun for me. That was really fun. I just like talking to you guys. Oh my God, it's almost noon. Jesus, you guys are great. Fucking laundry. That's why you shouldn't do laundry, Allison. Just don't do laundry and you don't have to worry about it. No, you should do laundry, because then otherwise you're like me and you don't do laundry. So then you just go buy new clothes. you just, and then you just, that's part of my depression. That's part of my depression, guys, is like, I don't want to do laundry because I don't mind doing laundry, but I hate putting laundry away. I hate folding laundry except for socks and towels, which is weird. But so I could just do socks and towels all day, but every other things you have to fold up, or things that don't, or hang up, or things that don't fold in like a very neat, really neat, like, like my leggings, I can fold leggings too because they fold up really nice and neat, right? But then I'll just go buy new clothes. It's stupid. That's right. Don't have to do laundry if you don't wear any clothes, but I also don't. It's too cold. It's too cold to not wear. Yes, Moody, Mary, you're a Sagittarius, so you're one of my children. I swear to God, I don't know what it is. I do love other Cancer women, and I do love Tauruses. I love them, but there's something about Sagittarius women that just most of the time. I mean, obviously, your whole natal chart is going to be, indicative of how you are as a person. I truly believe all that hoo-ha. I do. But but something about Sagittarius women just I just seem to collect them. I'm a Cancer. I I'm a Cancer too. I am a Cancer, and we're very marine souls. My one of my greatest loves was an Aries woman, unpopular opinion. Um, well, actually, the two of my greatest loves, I had three great loves of my life. Three great loves. My husband was a Taurus. My female love was an Aries, and then my last love was a Scorpio. I think Scorpio is my kryptonite. Oh, you're very intuitive, Irving. You're a Pisces. You're the most intuitive. You're the most intuitive. Yeah. But she was wonderful. I love Aries women, but in a different way, I guess. But Sagittarius women, I feel very mothering towards Sagittarius women. I'm a crazy Cancer too, flower child. I'm a Cancer. I'm a dual Cancer with a Taurus moon. So I have a stubborn streak, but and I'm extremely emotional, but and family and home is like super important to me. But I also have like a lot of like very logical sides. Oh, Moody Mary, if I hung panties outside to dry, I would probably do that. I would probably do that. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. I love it. I would probably, if I hung clothes outside to dry, I would probably just leave them out there to dry until I wanted to put them on. That's how much have. I hate putting laundry away. So I just will buy more laundry buy more clothes, and then I will be like, fuck. I got a is that Maria Kondo, July 17th there. Maria Kondo this place, but then I can't nothing then I'm like, what brings me joy? I'm going to be completely empty of anything if what brings me joy. If I have to get rid of nothing that brings or everything that doesn't bring me joy, clothes don't bring me joy. So like I just wear them, but they don't really bring me joy. Clothes don't bring me joy. You people bring me joy. So I will not Maria Kondo. Is that her name? Allison? Maria Kondo? What am I ignoring you? What'd you say? I said I love my greatest love. The biggest love of my life did you say something else after that? The greatest love of my life, the one that I will never get over is a Scorpio. But it's not Foz. Yeah, go live, Foz, and talk about how I'm ignoring you and censoring you. But I do love Scorpios. Scorpios just tend to be a little bit too much too I don't know. Marie, but is it Kondo? Marie Kondo? Yeah, Foz, go live. It's BS. Go live. Go live. Let's duel. Let's live duel. You did miss it. I did say that like the three loves of my life, Taurus, Aries, and Scorpio. I do not like Gemini men, and I'm sorry for any Gemini men that are in here. I do not like Gemini men. But it could just be that one Gemini man that I hate. And that's the only person in the history of all people in the whole world that I hate. There is one person that I can say I hate in this world. Go live stream mine and I'll live stream you live streaming me. That would be great. We could live stream each other and would become live stream inception. In streamtion. No, streamception. Would it be called streamception? I should really watch Marie Kondo and I really should minimize my life. I did minimize my life when I moved from a 2,800 square foot house into a less than 1,000 square feet apartment to be close to my grandson. But I've managed to like build it back up. And we could just all stare at each other, just streaming, not say anything. Would it, if you were streaming me, streaming me, streaming you, would it create that like window effect? Like the Inception effect, like the coffee cup of the guy holding the coffee cup, the picture of the guy holding the coffee cup. Would it do that same thing? It would, right? Or would it just do it? I'm trying to think how that would look. One of these days we're going to have to do it, Foz. We're going to have to see how that looks. I think it would. But like, did you guys see the Truth Fortune Teller streamed Natasha's whole live? Okay, so if me and Foz struck each other, we could literally go to court over it. We would. See, Allison, I used to be, we would have to mute each other. It probably, yeah, you're right, it would echo. I used to be like, yeah, I love shit, but I got to the point where I'm so overwhelmed that I hate shit. Except for, I will tell you, there is definitely enough Holly for all, I tell you. There is enough me for everybody. The things that I love are kitchen supplies, like kitchen not utensils, but like pots and pans. I fucking love pots and pans. All of my kitchen gadgets. I moved, like I said, I moved from 2,800 square feet into less than 1,000 square feet. My kitchen is motherfucking tiny. I gave up my dining room in my new place to make sure that I had space for all my kitchen shit because I love to cook. So I love that kind of shit. And bedding, I love new bedding, but I don't like keeping old bedding, but I love new bedding. Oh man, wouldn't that be awesome to work at YouTube just to see? Oh, that's true, Mr. Foz. You should strike yourself, Mr. Foz. Let's see how it works. But yeah, I am so sick of shit and I want to find a way to get rid of shit. But then I'm just like, ugh, that would require me leaving my house to like take shit to Goodwill, which would just be like, so I just like, I try to create ways to like organize my shit. Like I decided that I'm not going to put laundry away anymore. I just bought a wire shelf, one of those wire shop shelves that I'm just going to put laundry in baskets on these shelves. And then I won't have to put them away anymore. so so I'm in the process of reorganizing my room so I can put the baskets in the shelves, on the shelves, put the shelves together, put the baskets of my unfolded clean laundry in the shelves because if I keep the baskets out, they obviously create, you know, obstacles on the floor. But my dog, favorite thing to do is when he runs through the house, if there is a basket with clothes on it, is grab a mouthful of fucking clean clothes and drag it across the house. And he's a big boy, so he can get a pretty good mouthful. And he likes to drag the clean clothes out of the basket. So I gotta find a way to not have that happen. Ooh, you have electric salt and pepper grinders? What? What? Because I use I use salt and pepper grinders, but I don't have electric. Going to I am going to go on Amazon right now. I did buy one that has like a squeeze, like like a trigger, like you squeeze it, but it doesn't work that well. And also, has anybody ever had rainbow peppercorns? They're like there's red, brown, and black peppercorns. Oh my goodness. Hey, you guys, would you mind talking amongst yourself for just a second? I have to pee so bad. I'll be right back. I would take you with me, but my headphones don't reach that far. Okay, tricolor peppercorns. Yes, I love cooking. I love cooking. So, so, so Vanessa, you were saying that you have the um bougie. Okay, so what brand do you have, um, Vanessa R? Because going to I am going to buy myself electric salt and pepper grinders. And do they come with like a little USB cord, like cord? Is it that kind of, do they have a charger stand? Oh my goodness. I'm on Amazon. They're so fancy looking. Oh my goodness, I love it. Because yeah, so this one is battery operated. I don't want that. I want one that's rechargeable. But anyway, you have to feed the child. So I love cooking. I do pee fast, and my bathroom is very close to where I'm sitting. So there's also that. Yes, I did wash my hands. I pee very fast though. I really had to pee though. It was not a question of sitting down and relaxing. I was gonna pee my pants if I didn't go. I'm gonna have to look that up, Vanessa, because I use a lot of salt and pepper, like because I cook. I love to cook, and right now I'm doing the Home Chef every plate and HelloFresh. Like I rotate between them. Good morning, Batgirl. Um, I rotate like between the three because I don't have a lot of space to like prep food, so it's really nice, or to like store food, so it's really nice to have like just set stuff. And I like to learn new stuff and like have a variety of different stuff, and then I usually take the recipes and like just make them again like later on. Yes, Moody Mary. Yes, it was like that. It was like that. Oh, TT is live talking about us. What is is she talking? Hi, Boston. Good morning. Is she talking about, what is she talking about? Our obsession with buttholes? I use so I really do cycle through them. Like I do I do a thing. So I get on Fridays, every other Friday, I get every plate. Every other Monday, I get, um, HelloFresh, and every other Wednesday I get Home Chef. And it cycles through so that never have a a day where I don't have a meal, you know? Hold on. Mr. Foz is texting me. Oh. Um, Also, my email address for anybody wanting it is Holly Lewis and the news at gmail.com. Just spell it just like my channel name at Gmail. She has a message for me. What, she got a message for me? I thought TT was only going to talk about Natasha going forward. For apparently the last 3 weeks or so, she is only going to take control of her channel and talk about what she wants to talk about going forward. She was not going to address us anymore. Okay, so TT. Oh my God, unpopular opinion. If you like to cook, so here's the thing: is they give you like, it's perfect 2 serving portions. They have you like a good variety. I like every plate. I feel like is the cheapest. They do have a good variety, but I prefer Home Chef myself. Every plate stuff comes in just a box of like individual bags with the recipes. Like it's just a box with like, there's a bag with all uh there's the meat is separated, the protein is separated, but then all the other stuff is just in this box, like all the produce, and then all the like extra like spices or whatever in a little bag. So that, like, they cut down on their price by just doing that, but they are very inexpensive for for a meal delivery. I feel like Home Chef has the best quality and the best selections, and then Home Chef has really good selections too, but the quality of their food sometimes isn't the best. They're all really good. They're all really good. Every plate's the cheapest. And like I honestly throughout pandemic and was spending so much more money on delivery and groceries than I ever spent before. So, oh, the batteries are rechargeable. Okay. I mean, I suppose I could get rechargeable. But if she's talking about us, I mean, oh wait, she told me to you're welcome for the content, but also you're welcome for the content, Val. If you're there talking about us, then you are welcome for the content. And, I don't really care. I'm not the one sitting over here with two channels to get monetized. Um, you know, so go ahead and use me for content. I don't care. But I could see like a bunch of people left here to go watch her probably, but I don't care. I don't care. As long as my good friends are still here chatting. Um, so I wonder, Vanessa, if they do have the kind that you can just plug in. So wait a second. Is she talking about me naming my plants and timing people out? I bet you that oh my God. Uh yeah, unpopular opinion is really good. And if, I would cook more like just my own recipes and stuff if I just had more room. The nice thing is it's like everything comes prepackaged and pre-measured. So like you're not like there's no waste. It's pretty awesome. HelloFresh is your favorite? I like all of them. Oh my goodness. So Christy Murphy has not been censored. Whoever says Christy Murphy has been censored, nobody's blocked except for Mandy C on this channel. Nobody's blocked except for Mandy C. If I could, and if I need to share my screen, I guess I could go in the studio and share my screen. Um, oh no, I'm going to open another browser. No, I'm not. Okay, because I'm going to go robotic if I do. I like I said, Dharma, I use HelloFresh, Home Chef, and Every Plate, and it just like it's really good for me because if I were to do like just one of them, I couldn't get meals for the whole week because you can only, I mean, Every Plate, I think you can get 7 meals, but so I just kind of, but I don't, Every Plate, like their portions are a little bit smaller. Um, and their variety, I mean, it's good. It's still good. And it's fun to try things you've never tried before. Well, Batgirl, I saw your comment, so I hopefully you can join in and come up on panel and say things with us. We're gonna have a multilingual panel one night where a bunch of different speaking individuals, different language speaking individuals, how that said that weird, that they would come up and tell us how they say words in their not just how they say words, but what you call specific things. You know what I mean? But we've never censored Christy Murphy, Val. I'm getting messages now about what Val's saying. But I thought content was going to be Natasha. Carol Ho. Did I say that right? Carol Ho? Caralho? Caralho? Yes, Allison, that is I'm gonna put that because that is absolutely correct. That is what I'm about. Well, we would love your granddaughter too. Dharma's birthday's coming up. I forget that it's October. I keep forgetting. Foz's birthday's coming up too. Did you die? Did I say it wrong, Mary? Ooh, Japanese ramen soup. But how often do they have it? HelloFresh. When I have not seen Japanese ramen soup. Well, actually, there was something that the Home Fresh that I was going to get delivered the other day, that was like a coconut curry ramen soup. I'm gonna have to try it. Hl- Carajo. Carajo. Is that not right? I'm trying to roll my R. But what is the LH sound? What is that? What would that be specific to? She's laughing at me trying to say it. Tell me how to say it. Like phonetically spell it. Can you phonetically spell it out? Oh, okay. So we don't have that sound. Oh, thank you, Donnie. That's very sweet. My brother's a Halloween baby too, Tara. My older brother. He's 10 years older than me, and he's the oldest. And um and okay, we don't have any kind of, well, I'm going to look it up now. I'll try to learn how to say it. Um So he's the oldest of 5. So when my second oldest brother was born 3 years later, I think, on his birthday, he tried to dress up in his house. My second brother was born in November. So on my second oldest brother's first birthday, my oldest brother dressed up in his Halloween costume because he thought that they were going to go trick or treating for his birthday. Very cute. Shit's getting serious. I just turned 50. I'm looking up that word right now, Moody Mary. Oh my gosh. Like I just looked up before when we were talking about air plants, I looked up where air plants are native to, and I see some air plants that are super cool looking. But they're native to South and Central America mostly. Okay, so well apparently there is a song called by Faith No More that's that word that you said, Moody Mary, plus VOADOR. So it's CARALHO VOADOR. What is she talking about, Boston? Car, car, carayo. Ca, carayo. Carayo. I don't know. Well, that first word, CARALHO. Oh, wait, I'm going to put it in chat. Here, I'll put it in. There is a song by Faith No More called This. But they don't ever say it in the song. They don't even say it in the song though. They say they say this in the song. Let me put this in the song. Is this 30 words that I'm saying? Flying dick. Okay. All right. I'm gonna have to, but they don't say that in the song. So I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna like. I'm literally gonna learn how to pronunciate things. Does anybody else look at the pronunciation Bible or the pronunciation, oh, what's it called on YouTube? Pronunciation manual? I cannot drive. That's what it says. So the song Flying Dick says I cannot drive in it. So what is she saying about Boston? Sorry. Oh my God, Vanessa. A great grandmother at 55, 54. Wow. That's crazy. I would not be. Pronunciate. Pronunciation manual. So what are they saying about Boston? Boston, what are they saying about you? I know you went offline, so I don't know if you're taking care of the bird, but what are they saying about Boston, please? I know I've just lost most of my viewers, so hopefully you're over there defending Boston, but I want to know what she's talking about. Ooh, I would hate to be a Christmas baby. Sorry for your sibling for being Boston told her she doesn't like that TT said all your listeners are hypocrites and TT is big mad and says Boston shouldn't tell her how to run her channel is what I got. Oh my goodness. But I think what the point that Boston was trying to make was that people tried to give her advice on her subs to give her advice, not just me, not me or me, just me or me in general, or me at all, but people that were her subs and maybe still are her subs couldn't couldn't get with what she was doing. And for her to disparage her fucking mods by saying they folded and then talking about loyal subs, what the fuck does loyal subs mean? Loyal subs does not mean the same thing as loyal friends, does it? Because I don't get that. What is a loyal sub? Yeah, she said you were mad that you didn't get added into the new mod chat because she was trying to figure out who leaked her mod chat. And so she only added a couple people. But you know what? She's got some fucking she she calls and she calls Foz and Lindsay and them my team. But I will tell you something. I trust my team because I've known them for 2 years. And I trust Boston and Melissa because they've been pretty open and honest with me. No, are you sure? No, I believe that she probably is not that dumb. I think she's very shrewd. I think she knows exactly what she's doing. Um, how she talks about, and here's the thing, Val. If you're talking about me, I'll talk about you. Thank you for the content. Um, you, I never said you owed me shit. I never said you owed me shit. And I told you before that my problem with you is how you treat other people. Just like my problem with Natasha is. But then you go to this you do the Natasha thing where you say, I don't know what her problem is with me. I've told you what my problem is with you. The way you treat people is my problem with you. The way you treat people. And when you when you tell your loyal mods that they folded because they don't agree with what you're doing, that's bullshit. They left you because you're a piece of shit. That's why they left you. I mean, the shit that I've seen and heard is just like ridiculous. There's no way my mod chat would would put something out that I would be like, oh wow, shit. I have to apologize to people for that. Because that's, I've had people come to me and apologize for the shit they said in your mod chat because you were encouraging that bullshit. Because like it's not just venting. You guys are just being fucking ruthless for no reason. What have I done to you, Val? Hmm? What have I done to you? Nothing. So why do you keep talking about me? Hmm? I keep talking about you, you keep talking about me. I'm a don't listen to upsetting person myself, but if you need to hear and defend yourself, that's your way to go. Yeah. Yeah, she's twisted everything you said and she does that. I am on Instagram, but I don't really open it very often. I don't. You are good, Boston. She twists shit. She's Natasha. She is Natasha. Absolutely. She says the same shit that Natasha does. She has said how many times that she's going to move on. She's going to she spent 28 minutes or 20 minutes or something like that talking about the direction she was going to go in her channel on this, not live, on a pre-recorded video, the direction, repeating the same things over and over and over and over again. She had to keep bringing my name up, so you're welcome for the content, Val. And, I lost viewers because somebody came and said, TT's talking about you. So they want to go over there and see your content about me. So you're welcome for the content, Val. But yes, Alamo, I am on Instagram. I do not really get on Instagram very often because I don't really get it. Because I don't post a lot of pictures and stuff, so I don't really get it. But I am on there. If you want to get a hold of me, though, the best way is to just email me. Because that's the best way. I've gotten some pretty interesting emails. Like I say that like when the creators say, "Oh, I've been getting screenshots of stuff that, like, oh, there's no way people are just." But I believe it now. I believe Natasha does get, but I also believe Natasha watches, or she sends people to watch. You know what I mean? I just got a, I won't say the name, but I got a subscriber uh, last night who is a huge Natasha fan, and they must not know that their subscriber list or they're listed as public. Because it just gives their name, and I went and looked to see who else they were subscribed to, and they are literally subscribed to everybody involved. Yes, Allison, very good point. Tia did this wrong thing by making it out like my sharing stuff, our conversation is bad, but at the same time, my ex mod sharing stuff from our convo is bad. Right, right. She did. Well, I mean, we could use the word hypocrite, right? Is that the day? Is that the word of the day? Sorry, Natasha Jr. Is that the word of the day, Val? Hypocrite? Because I actually know I'm not a hypocrite. I actually know that if I was caught in a lie, which happened earlier, or a misspoke something, which happened earlier on this stream, that I will back up and say, okay, yes, I did say that. If it happened, I will admit it. You can't do that, Val. And you thought that little thing that was an attack, that live we did, that you came to me to resolve things, but you didn't want resolution either. You didn't. I tried, yes, I kept going on things even after you settled in on your lie. I would continue to say, but isn't this? And trying to get you to see things the way that we see them, or the way that your viewers see them. And that was wrong. I shouldn't have done that. I should have let you answer and moved on. And everybody, but I was genuinely trying to work things out. I was genuinely trying to get you to see what people were saying, what people were trying to say, and you couldn't see it. And that's fine. That's why she put quotations around. But it's confusing, Tara, because it's very hypocritical. So you came on there. I've told you, or told other people, Just like Natasha, I do not have a personal problem with Natasha that she's ever done to me. I have a problem with how she treats other people. I do have a personal problem with you, Val, in that you lied directly to me. And instead of letting me talk, you silenced me. And then you wanted to work it out, at your convenience, because it's at your convenience. And because you don't owe me an apology, no. But if you wanted to work things out, then you do owe me accountability for that. You do. If you wanted to work things out, but you wouldn't take accountability, you wouldn't. No, it shouldn't be wrong for subs to enjoy other creators. Absolutely not, Vanessa R. You should be able to do whatever you want. You should be in any chat. And do you know what? If if I have seen people that come to this chat and speak bad about Val, go into her chat and speak bad about me. I have seen it. I've seen it happen. It doesn't happen often, but I've seen it. Now, I don't care. I don't care. Unless it were one of my mods, I would care if it was one of my mods, because those are people that I feel like should have my back to some degree. Now, because I also feel like my mods should tell me if they have a problem, right? Um but yeah. Yeah, Tara, that's exactly right. And the thing is that Val has done it a couple of times. Has she not? Has she not shared private information a couple of times? More than twice? So why is that okay? Why is it okay that she did it? And she still, I'm going to say something else. She still uses DTOS in her email, deliberately uh deliberately misleading people. Yes, she did, Tara. I've gotten several apologies about things that were said in there. And maybe it's from her mods that folded. How fucking disrespectful is saying somebody folded because they didn't agree with what you were doing? And the ones that go hard for you, Val, would never fold. If they were going hard for you, it's because you were misleading them. If they folded, it's because you were misleading them. So if they went hard for you and then saw that you were doing something wrong and told you that, you were the bad friend in breaking that friendship. Because if Allison, who is my good friend and has been my good friend for a while now, if Allison came to me and said, this is something you're doing and it's wrong and I cannot stand by it, and she walked away from me, I wouldn't say she folded, but I would hope what I would do is say, okay, tell me how I can fix this, because my friend's opinion of me means a good deal to me. And so you saw how she was saying that she removed you. Oh, Boston Koozie, that's fucking bullshit. So TT, first of all, Boston Koozie is a Libra, right? You're a Libra. Boston Koozie wants everybody to get along. That's what she wants. She genuinely wants peace and balance. Genuinely. So if she tries to play devil's advocate, or uh she tries to soothe feelings, there's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't make her a flip-flopper. She's not saying, you're not a liar, Boston Koozie. You are not a liar. Remember that her chat are yes men. She is Natasha. She is breeding Natasha subs. That is what she's doing. That is what she's doing. She is breeding Natasha subs, and her subs should be ashamed of themselves. The subs that are doing the things that Natasha subs do. Yep, it's absolutely projection. We love you, Boston. You're great. You're wonderful. She's just mad that you're not over there kissing her ass and that you've called her out. That's what she's mad about. She does not actually believe you're a liar, Boston. She doesn't. Well, the subs are they're yes, yeah, if they see that without ever having any interaction with you, then they are in the wrong. They're in the wrong. And that's okay. Let them say what they fucking want to say because that makes them just like Natasha's channel. They're just like, and these people, like I said before, the people that they called sheep and don't have independent thinking skills, don't have minds of their own, the people that they call that are the people that followed me or that come over here and sub here and talk here. But if we all had minds, if we all were sheep, wouldn't we have stayed there to where we have to say yes to everything? She absolutely is, Batgirl. She absolutely is. She genuinely wants peace and genuinely wants understanding. Like she's not even getting mad and going off on TT. She's not. She went over there. She said, "We tried to give you some advice." And Val's response was, "I don't want your advice. It's your advice that put me in this situation." What? What? You put you in this situation, Val. You're the one that lied to your subs. You're the one that used Amanda to build your channel and other people to build and catapult your channel and treated them like the underdog. You were protecting them, called them weak, and then you turned on them. Yeah. I used to look forward to, well, no, that's not true. I will tell you the truth. When I first saw her, and I could prove this in group chat. I could prove this. When I first saw her, I said I did not like the way that she talked about people. I thought that she was better than that. I thought she could be better than that. I thought she was funny. I thought she was outspoken, straightforward. But she would hit below the belt quite often. And there's no need for that. There's no need for that. And in fact, that's what they focus on. People like Natasha, they focus on the hits below the belt and not the actual hits to their character, right? And so when I started coming on her channel, I was very wary of her, very wary, because I didn't know if she would be open to stopping that. And if she wasn't open to stopping that, I wasn't going to participate, which it wouldn't have mattered, because I'm just one person. But I was just going to tell my friends I won't participate, right? So just personally, I was very wary of her. And then when she seemed to want to do better, when she seemed to be like, yeah, we should do that, like we should not be talking about things like that. But she does this thing where she goes, yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree about all sorts of stuff that are completely contradictory. She said something, this is going to be very sensitive, very sensitive. She said something on her, one of her channel members made a statement about something that happened that was very devastating to her family. And the reason it happened, they said, was because that there were accusations of a very serious nature against that person that were untrue. Okay? Val knows that there are accusations about Foz and Lindsay out there that are untrue and very harmful. She knows that they're untrue and very harmful, and she's now aligning herself with the people that made those accusations. That should tell you about the kind of person she is. Do you think it happened at 1K? I mean, yeah, I guess maybe it did, but she had not monetized at that point. But I don't know why why 1K. It was a she was at 1.16K, so she wasn't at 1.2. She was at 1.16K when she had the falling out when the thing happened with Crafton and Kim, and then the thing happened with Amanda and Ananda, because I remember people were commenting on her loss of subs, but they were saying it was in the hundreds, but it was only in the tens. Um, but yeah, so I mean, yeah, but what is 1,000 subs on YouTube? Hi, Sharcy. Yeah, she's horrible to a lot of people. Boston Koozie is so fucking sweet. She's so sweet. And I would say she has attempted throughout this whole thing to continue to try to smooth things out and see things from both perspectives. That's not being a flip-flopper, that's being open-minded. Yeah. Well, yeah, and so did Lindsay. Lindsay told us about 24 to 24 hours before that something was going to happen with Val, that there was like some bad things happening. Wait, she's making people choose sides? Of Okay, Flower Child, if you wanted to email me, it's my channel name at gmail.com too. Is she literally making people choose sides? Is she telling people that if they're in this chat, they can't be in her chat, they'll get blocked? Are you serious, Flower Child? Wow. Wow, that's not, I won't do that to you guys. I promise you. Please screenshot this, screenshot this. I will never, ever make you choose sides. I don't care. I don't care. Like you can even go over there and talk shit about me and come over here and be nice to my face. I don't care. I don't care. Like I don't take that also personally, you know what I mean? But it's really funny how someone who is so anonymous and so hiding of her identity is so up in arms about her name getting dragged. Your name is not getting dragged, honey. Your YouTube channel is getting dragged. Your branding, wait. Yes, you can do that. Plants, buttholes, drugs. There you go. I mean, I could try. I could try to unsub for everybody I hate watch, but then I'd have no content. No, I wouldn't. I would sit here for 3.5 hours with a few people talking about buttholes, plants, domestic violence. That is absolutely true, Boston Koozie. That is absolutely true. Hold on. Miss it. That is a very good point. I've seen that too. Hi, Blue Clover. Yeah, usually I'm at work this time of day, Shar. Oh my goodness, I'm like yawning, and it's like fucking 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I might need a nap, which I love my naps. Yeah, I do too. Unpopular opinion. I do too. Flying dicks. We like to talk about flying dicks. What? Val. Val, that's fucking awful, Val. You are Natasha. That's like maybe worse than Natasha. Because I don't see, I mean, I see Natasha call people out and say, "Oh, I see you over in that chat talking shit." And then she just blocks them, right? But she doesn't say, "You're going to have to choose." She just makes her own choice and she blocks them. Go do your quality Clementine time. Clementine. Oh my God. Clementine time. You don't. We love you too, Boston. You don't have to. You don't have to stay. You're good. Don't get bit. Yeah, don't get bit. You're not no one, flower child. You're not no one. Oh, I'm sorry, Sharcy. Yeah, because I'm usually at school right now. Oh, it's Pocket? Is it like Polly Pocket? Clementine time. Yep, fuck her. Indeed, fuck her. I mean, clearly, I'm the one that's jealous of her. That Sandra Kay. Well, and also, TT thinks I have an agenda to steal her channel, to steal her thing when I never did. If she would have just if she would have just been honest with me and her subs from the get-go when we told her we knew she was lying, I think we could have gotten past this. But I told her I cannot get past this if you cannot be accountable. If you cannot be accountable. And that doesn't even holding yourself accountable doesn't even mean saying I'm sorry. It does not even mean saying you're sorry. Yes, it's just the YouTube channel name at gmail.com. I thought it was in my about section, but apparently I didn't save it. No, I'm not feeling that feisty that I'll go up on her panel. She'll just fucking mute me. She won't talk to me. She can come here. Yeah, not just butts, buttholes. The actual buttholes. But she could come up here and talk buttholes if she'd like. I don't mind. No, yeah, no, I'm not gonna go up there. She said that I wanted to do things on her channel, so my channel, so it could be attack. But the thing is, when I scheduled that live, I had no intentions at that time of doing anything but talking to her. And then I got a shit ton of people saying, "Will you please ask this?" Because they felt silenced in her chat. They felt like they couldn't ask the questions because she was like she was silencing them. It would be amusing to you, Allison. I do love to amuse you. I do love to amuse you, but it's definitely not how I want to spend, you know, the rest of my time here on YouTube. I am going to go pretty soon and take a nap because I'm a lazy baby today and I got some important stuff I'm doing tonight, so I won't be live tonight. But I will probably be live tomorrow night. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe not. Maybe tomorrow morning even. But I do enjoy spending time with you guys. I do, even if it's not talking about that bullshit. But I will talk about that bullshit too. I will indeed. It has a very long coffee time. Yes, and very lovely. And it has distracted me from doing much needed laundry. But not you. Not you, Allison. You got shit done. I haven't done, I'm just sitting here drinking coffee still. My dog's sleeping at my feet. I'm just chilled. I am a little cold. I should probably turn my heat on, but I really don't want to. Oh yes. I will. Well, Moody Mary, I will try. I'm usually at work this time of day. Sharcy, you are very welcome. But I'm usually at work this time of day, so it's like I can't go live. I mean, I could go live and just like mute you guys while I work. Just like let you guys chat in my chat. I just sit here and be like, da, 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 da. Yeah, you're sleeping. Yeah, I know. Great American Horror Road Trip. YouTube will be live tomorrow night at 10 Eastern about some stuffs. And I'll be busy tonight, but I might be able to go live tomorrow night. Ah, listen to me yawn. I'm probably gonna make you all yawn now. Are y'all yawning now? Because I will start yawning. But anyway, Val, go ahead and like give us the direction of your channel again one more time. Can you give us like another update on oh. Now you make me yawn for telling me not to yawn. Yeah, I would love to just get on panel and just talk shit. We'll just talk shit. I have coffee. I have coffee and but the thing is after my second cup of coffee, I get tired. Like I want to take a nap. It's weird. I should probably only stick with one cup of coffee a day because I don't do that if I just have one cup of coffee. I don't get tired after. I'm sorry. Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. We're talking about yawning. We're not gonna do it again. That's so funny. But anyway, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go and take a nap. I just decided I should probably go to the store before my thing tonight and prepare myself. Everybody's yawning. Are you in your garage, piddling around in your garage, Rob? I don't know. It's a response. I can't remember what it's called, parasympathetic response or something like that. I just muted myself. But I just muted myself to yawn. But do you know that when you yawn, it's because your brain needs more oxygen? That's what I heard. I'm pretty sure that's why we yawn. It's because your brain needs more oxygen. It's like you're giving yourself oxygen. You're not breathing properly, giving yourself more as much oxygen, so you yawn. It's not always about being tired, I guess. Parasympathetic. Well, I am glad, Moody Mary, that we could give you something that you needed so bad. I am very, very happy about that. And for anybody, I don't care if I had two people in here talking. I don't care if I had 105 people in here talking or 50 people in here talking or 700. Um, that I would enjoy each and every one of you every time. Yep, you're not breathing right. You're not breathing deep enough. I think there's like you have to have really deep breaths. You got to take like every once in a while take deep breaths and nap a lot so that you don't have to yawn. And maybe maybe when you're breathing like doing it, it's your body trying to keep your brain awake while it's struggling. This was fun. I'm gonna have a good nap, and I'll see you later, Allison. Like and subscribe and other mud stuff that mods say. She says yes, like and subscribe or don't. It's okay. Thank you, Dharma, for coming. Thank you, Unpopular Opinion, for coming. Thank you, Moody Mary, for coming. You have friends here now, Moody Mary. You have friends here now. Shar C, have a great day. Rob Volk, Batgirl, everybody, Boston Koozie, John, Melissa Jade, Lindsay Foz, Tiffany, Police, all of you that are my mods, Terrace K, everybody, have a wonderful, wonderful day. And I will misled. Oh no. Yes, in the episode of Healthy Buttholes tomorrow, probably tomorrow morning. And everybody have a great, wonderful rest of your day. Bye bye.